Well, good evening, YouTube. I guess, what is it? Maybe even afternoon, depending on where in the country you're at. You have reached the Albano Rental Beer Review on our live stream. So normally me and Brian, when I say we, me and Brian Brian and I were talking about kind of resurrecting the old way of the BDU where we had the shenanigans and stuff, but we also talked about beer topics and stuff like that. I think we're going to try and go back into that since Interview with a Rhino is on the back burner for a while. It never really fully took off, but it has to sit on the back burner until a few things get dealt with, and that's okay. It life life moves in weird ways, and you decide what you're going to do with it. So since it's on the back burner for a little while, we were talking about possibly bringing back the old format of the BDU. However, something I found out today, and it's been a long time since I've been looking at it, so I didn't realize, it's that the Canadian Beer News is sorry, I thought that was Greg giving advice as to what he was going to do before jumping on. But anyway, back to what I was saying is things like the Canadian Beer News is completely closed, and it closed end of 2023, and it's been that long since I've actually read the Canadian Beer News. Greg Clow shut it down, so he was actually in the know about a lot of the new breweries that were opening up, what they were opening with, stuff like that. Oh, look, Brian's there.
Hey,
What's up?
just kind of driving and popping in for a bit.
Okay.
Can you hear me okay?
Oh, yeah. No, actually, I was just speaking about how you and I were speaking of possibly bringing back the old format with the beer questions and comments and news articles and stuff like that. And then I went to make some for tonight, even if it was just going to be me. And yeah, that didn't work out since the stations I usually use the most don't exist anymore.
I missed everything you just said. Could you repeat that? I'm sorry. I had to get my other earpiece in. Like, oh fuck.
No, I was just saying that I discussed right when we turned on about right when I came online that you and I were speaking about going back to like kind of the old format where I have beer topics and stuff set up.
Oh yeah.
And I couldn't do it this week because now I got to find new sources of my news articles because a lot of my news articles, the companies or people that did them don't do them anymore.
Oh. Well, that's no fun.
Yeah. He's driving. I'm drinking.
Yeah, drinking and driving, eh?
I'm going to drink a Riverman Red Ale from Churchill.
Nice. I'm going to be able to come on later. I'm just driving home right now. I have to grab some food, because it's Saturday night.
You went to Wendy's?
Not yet. That's on my way. So I picked up some. I never grabbed any ice beer though this week. I meant to.
I have this feeling that I have 4 ice beers in my fridge right now.
So I did. Blackburn dropped a dry beer this week.
Oh, did they?
Yeah. So I stopped in and grabbed one, sitting in my fridge right now.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Are they trying to become like the new Moosehead in Niagara?
I'm not sure. I haven't been in there in a couple months. I plan on going back in. I want to get it middle of the week. I'll see the one guy who's one of the brewmasters, and I'll shoot the shit with him a little bit.
Oh, and that's the guy that likes the just regular like Helles lagers and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not really my thing, but if that's what sells for you, that's what sells for you, and you make what's going to keep you open and in business.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, he made the Hell's Lager, and he's done a few others too. So he just became full time. I think at the end of the last, he just graduated from their college, so he's kind of doing like a co-op type thing there. But now he's on there full time, I think.
Have you ever been to the Grist since you picked up that one can?
No, that was the only time I've been there. It looked pretty cool, though.
And what about the new one in St. Catharines? The what the hell's their name? Brown Jacket or whatever?
Oh no, I haven't. I keep looking at the map, like that's in a weird spot, you know. But no, I haven't been there yet.
It sounded like they were going to make some interesting beers, but I don't know. I don't know anything about them, other than you saying, "Hey, there's a new brewery," and me looking at the new brewery.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I really do need to go that way and see if it actually is something, you know. But so, how's the weather there? I've been watching the Weather Channel. Everywhere in Canada except for us is getting crappy weather.
We are supposed to get 45 centimeters of snow by tomorrow at noon.
Oh, has it started yet?
Oh yeah, it started.
Yeah.
Yes. We got dumped on by 15 or 20. A few, like Tuesday we got dumped.
Okay.
And now we're getting another big dump.
Oh, nice.
But my son has found a gig that works for him. He goes and shovels old ladies' driveways and everything.
And he's making some cash?
Yeah, it's the first time ever he's made some cash. He came
Nice.
home the first day. He's like, I have $70. I'm going to buy the family dinner because you guys buy me dinner all the time. We're like, okay, what do you want? And he said something, and I go, yeah, that's about $130 for the family to eat. He goes, because he has no concept of money, right?
Yeah.
I go, how about I make you a list of places you could feed us all with that money, and you just decide off of that. He goes, okay.
Nice. What'd you guys go with?
Little Caesars.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, he bought like 4 pizzas, and he had lunch for the next 2 days at school. And
Oh, yeah, it's going to start to learn the value of money in time, right?
yep. Well, he keeps
So,
saying he
would
wants a
he-
computer. He's like, I want a computer. I'm like, well, save up your money. And then today,
Yeah,
when you guys go out, can you buy me Pokemon cards and I'll pay you when you get back? I go, no, you're buying a computer. Remember?
Yeah. So, do you think he'd be able to cut grass too? Or not yet?
He cuts our grass for his allowance, and it's a horrible, horrible job. I wouldn't want him getting paid by anybody for that.
I want to say, because he could turn that snow shoveling gig into grass cutting gig.
Yeah, I don't think he could.
No, needs more practice at it, eh?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
I mean, I didn't make things easier for him either, because I bought one of the push reel mowers, like the reels.
Yeah.
I'm like, here you go, this is your mower. But it's not gas or electric. Nope. It's Aiden powered.
That's awesome.
I find that they cut the grass the best of any lawnmower I've ever had is those things. It's a lot more work.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
So is there anybody else watching, chatting tonight, or?
No, right now it's just me and you, I think.
Oh,
I
that's
I
cool.
have also gone on a lot more early than usual.
Yeah, that threw me off because I'm like, oh, I was going to be able to get back. And I'm like, oh shit, he's on already. Alrighty, I'm going to jump off because I got to go through the drive-through. So
Alrighty,
I will
enjoy your
jump.
Wendy's.
I will jump back on. I'll probably at least be half an hour before you hear from me again
Alrighty,
in some form. All right, take care, buddy.
you too.
Yep. Bye.
Bye. So yeah, that's going to buy. See, I'm not used to people that have internet that's good enough to just drive around like that, because I haven't had internet that was good enough to do anything for quite some time. But hey, it is what it is. Just logging in here to the interwebs. I can smell my wife's cooking upstairs. It's pretty damn nice. She is making bang bang chicken tonight. I don't know what bang bang chicken is, but let's go here. Let's go here. Let's go here. There we go. No one watching. So I might go away and come back in a little bit, or I might just sit here and keep going. Who knows, right? I don't really have anything, right? I haven't gone out and planned anything because I don't have anyone that comes on really anymore. Guy every once in a while, Brian every once in a while, and that's basically the extent of the guests we have been having. So I've been very, 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 very minimally training my setting stuff up. I haven't spent any time, like I used to every once in a while, get on my phone and look up a news article and be like, oh, this is something we could talk about. Oh, this is something else we could talk about. Oh, this is something else we could talk about. Let's get it all there. And then we got to a point where I would send it to people ahead of time as well, so that they could get their thoughts together. They could read the whole article, stuff like that. And I thought it was going really well. And then I moved to the north, and everything else that happened. And I don't have the group anymore. That's why I always put out there, if anyone's wanting to join, they're more than welcome to. See if we can ever get the thing going the way we used to again. And it just hasn't happened, which is 180% okay. There is a few news articles out there that I was able to pick up for talking about tonight. Whether or not any of them are really newsworthy, who knows? Uh, I I'm really intrigued by some of the things I've seen recently. Um, sorry, I'm having to do the age verification right now. Should just be able to take a picture of your face and be like, motherfucker, this is how old I am. I'm old enough to be your daddy. There is not. I'm on the Beer Canada site now, and even that doesn't have a lot of news. Um, yeah, yeah. it's actually somewhat disheartening how little news there really is at the moment. New breweries here, not really anything to talk about. New beers. Recently, there was a few local here to Saskatchewan, to Regina, that were really good. The sour blueberry cake from Multinational, fucking phenomenal beer. Great new beer. New, even though it's been aged a little bit. I mean, it was supposed to be released in the summer. It was canned in July. It just became available now. Really good beer. Really, really good beer. Like, I love the beer. I do. I love the beer. Another really new one for Regina was District Brewing's Nitro Death. And I'll say my one drawback on Nitro Death is the can doesn't fit the rest of the lineup. The rest of the lineup has basically the exact same cans with slightly different font and different colors. This one is completely different than the rest of the lineup. And it's the one thing I don't think I really like about it, is that it's not exactly how I like it. What the hell is all that? Sorry. Example of it. Oh, interesting. Okay. I got this. Okay. So look at that. They're adding new, and it could be something that's been here for a while, but it's stuff that I haven't seen in action yet. So cool to find, right? So other than the Nitro Death, the other interesting thing that was coming out of the guys at District was their Hop for the Holidays, which was their advent calendar. It's breweries from around Regina, and I believe there was one or two from Saskatoon, like High Key, involved in it. And it's available on Bruiser, which is the delivery service from. Ooh, we will get to that. Let's just finish about this. Okay, but we will get to that. So Bruiser is the District like delivery system. You can order the stuff that is made by District or in the District fridge and have it delivered to your house. But you can order it through there. You can pick it up at the brewery, or you can pick it up at Sobey Liquor. $129.99 for the box. Not a horrible price, but not really a great price either. But hey, it is what it is. Was really kind of intrigued to see it available, and I did see it when I was at Sobey's Liquor today, sitting there, and they had like 8 of them. And what's in it, I don't know. I haven't bought one, but that is available. So let's get to this right here, and then we'll go back to that. What's your favorite Ontario beer? And there is a intriguing thought, right? What is my favorite Ontario beer? There's lots of beers from Ontario I've been in love with for a very long time. Some of them don't exist anymore, like Nickel Brook's Unique doesn't exist anymore. They're I liked their Whiny Bastard, but I enjoyed the other Bastard line beers better. If I'm going to go straight favorite beer, probably Flying Monkey's Orange Mungus, but it to my knowledge doesn't exist anymore either. The Loganberry beer out of Brimstone Brewing is a beer that I could drink immense amounts of without a thought. Half Hours on Earth no longer exists, but totally was another beer that I was in fucking love with. Bellwoods Bring Out Your Dead. I always love Bring Out Your Dead. I did just get a picture from Greg of him drinking a Double Tempest from 2021. Always loved Double Tempest as well. There is so many Ontario beers that I really, really do love, and I would drink over and over and over again. Unfortunately, I can't really get them here. Silversmith's Black Lager, way back when they first opened, was an amazing beer. It's slightly changed over the years with different brewmasters and such, but I do really like the beer. I can't. I'm trying to think off the top of my head if there was any other like big standout. Epiphany #1 from Black Oak, which again I have not seen in a long time. It was their Belgian quad, I believe it was, and it was an amazing fucking beer too. Just trying to think. Right, there's been so many. There's been thousands of Ontario beers that have gone down my gullet, and of those thousands, there's been lots that I've loved. So narrowing it down becomes really, really hard. You know what? Let's do this. Let's go to the Untapped. Sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes my head just needs a little jogging. Just a little jogging. Okay, we want to do this by rating. Deselect all. And let's do 5s and 4 7.5s. And then we go sort. And we'll do date, old to new. Bolshevik Bastard, yeah. Immodest Imperial IPA, okay. Kentucky Bastard, fucking loved Kentucky Bastard. Unique Sour Cherry Ale, did already talk about that one. That's not from Ontario. That's not from Ontario. That's not from Ontario. That's not from Ontario. Winter Jack. When Winter Jack first came out, yeah, I do remember Winter Jack. It was a fucking splendid beer. 25th anniversary bourbon barrel aged porter from Great Lakes Brewery. I don't think you can get that anymore, but it was great. The original Bare Naked Ladies Imperial Chocolate Stout from Flying Monkeys. Fucking amazing beer. Super Collider by Flying Monkeys was an amazing beer. That's not Canadian. Wag the Wolf and Burnt Rock from Bose. I loved both of those. I did. Those were both 5 out of 5 beers for me, or 10 out of 10 if I was doing them on here. Dark Helmet, the Schwarz beer from Bose, the Imperial Schwarz beer, was also on that list. The RPA from Cameron's Brewing Company, which does still exist to my knowledge. The Obsidian Imperial Rum Barrel Aged Porter from Cameron's Brewing Company. My buddy Kyle, who now runs Gorman and Smith, he was the one that created that beer. And it was a fucking great beer. The Oak Aged American Whiskey Barrel Series. The Deviator Doppelbock Oak Aged, another one that I gave perfect marks to. Ghost Town Stout from Brasserie du Montreal. I did really like that one as well. Cannery Brewing's Maple Stout. I don't know what it's like now. I had this long time ago, over like 11 years ago, but it was amazing when I had it. Do we have anything else? Belgian IPA. How do you say monkey in Latin? From Sawdust City. Big Rigs Tail from the Patch Pumpkin Porter. Like I said, Bring Out Your Dead. 3 Minutes to Midnight. Both of those are Bellwoods. That's an American brewery. That's an American brewery. That's an American brewery. This is just helping jog my memory on some of this stuff. Stormy Monday. I never even remembered Bush Pilot Brewing. Bush Pilot Brewing was a contract brewery that was being ran by Ryan. What was his last name? He was, at the time, he was Nickelbrook's brewmaster. I don't know if he still works for them or not, but that was his. Radical Road Brewing's Wayward Sun, and Radical Road was another brewery that was a contract brewery for a different brewery's brewmaster. So it was Radical Road, I believe, was Radical Road was Black Oak's brewmaster's brewery, was it not? Elysian. You're not beer. You're not beer. You're not beer. You're American. You're American. You're American. You're European. You're not actually alcohol. The Mistress Bourbon Barrel Aged Stout from Five Paddles. Five Paddles actually had a lot of really good ones out there too. Buff Cafe from Nickelbrook, Beard of Zeus from Great Lakes Brewing Company, and Beard of Zeus was a homebrew recipe that was brewed, and he was the guy. He was the guy that opened up Half Hours on Earth, if I remember correctly, or was he Short Fingers? I can't. It's one of those two. Strong Wrong number 1, the what they call the traditional lambic from Silversmith, and it was wrong because it's not a lambic. It was made in Canada, but it was a great beer nonetheless. Murder of Crows from Refined Fool, great beer. Rip Snorter from Refined Fool, another great beer. I'm White Lightning was another one of Flying Monkeys. It was another one of Flying Monkeys, like Radlers, when they were first coming out with those. Shoulders of Giants from Flying Monkeys, which is a double IPA. Bloody Long Dark Voyage to Uranus from Sawdust City Brewing Company. And the Bloody Long Dark Voyage to Uranus was the raspberry version of Long Dark Voyage to Uranus. They also, the Blood of Cthulhu from them was also an amazing beer. You are not. There's Double Tempest. We've already talked about that. Epiphany number 1. We've already talked about that. Donkey Venom, which is a sour beer from Bellwoods. Already talked about that. Until Proven Guilty, which was from Innocente Brewing Company. So it would be Innocente, but a lot of people said innocent, which is why they did a lot of plays on words like that. Innocente's Until Proven Guilty, which was a Russian Imperial Stout. There are things that have been talked about with Steve and his brewery since then, but he did make good beers. Twice as Mad Tom IPA Cognac Barrel Aged. I don't really like Twice as Mad Tom, but the Cognac Barrel Aged version, it was fantastic. The barrel really helped to smooth it out and change it in ways that I didn't think it could. (2014) Cuvée from Nickelbrook again. A lot of these beers you just can't get anymore. The Russian Imperial Stout from St. Ambrose. The last time I had that was 2016, but it was a beer that I did love. Kentucky Bastard. We've already talked about Kentucky Bastard. Sweetwater Squeeze Radler from Amsterdam Brewing Company. I know that's on here, but I don't. It's one that even reading it, I can't go, oh, yeah, that was a really good beer. I'm reading it and I'm like, why would I have given it that mark? Because I can't remember it well enough. Rudolph's Red Nose Ale Barrel Aged 2013. So Rudolph's Red Nose Ale was a winter ale, a barley wine-esque type of thing. And it is made by the students at Niagara College Teaching Brewery every year. It is John Downing, the head of the teaching brewery. It is his original recipe, and his students make it every year. And it is a great beer. And that year it was barrel aged, and the barrel again brought so much out of it that you wouldn't have thought you would get. It's the Late Pumpkin Barley Brown from Innocente. Again, I don't really want to throw huge praise that way, but Steve made some good beers. Didn't always make some good choices in his life, but he made some good beers. Clifford Brewing's Clifford Porter. The perfect porter. A lot like Stranger Than Fiction from Collective Arts, which would be on this list as well, because that was a perfect porter. Look at the you're probably not even on here anymore, but look at the rabbit hole you sent me down here. Nocturna Mocha Night Ale from Brimstone Brewing Company, and that was their dark ale. That was an amazing beer as well. I don't like admitting to my good buddy Jay when his brewer does amazing things. No, I do like admitting it to it, but Nocturna was a great beer. Schwartzy Espresso. Schwartzy was it was the first time I actually really liked a Trafalgar beer. And it was right before Trafalgar was sold to All or Nothing. And I remember going in, and it was the son of Mr. Arnold that ran up to me with these beers and said, you should try these, because I've always hated on Trafalgar beers. And I've always hated on them because he didn't care about whether or not he screwed them up. He didn't care about whether or not they were oxidized. He didn't give a shit. He wasn't a people person. But then they made these specialty beers where they actually put a lot of effort into it, and they were fucking good. Black Swan's Wild Child, they actually won an award at our very first beer festival. It was, our first outdoor beer festival. It was an amazing beer. Crafty Jack from Boxing Rock, loved that as well. Acadian Groove Maple Porter from Flying Monkeys. It's on here. Bronin from High Road Brewing Company, who was at the time contract brewing at Niagara College Teaching Brewery. Haven't had it since then. No, you know what? That's on here, but I don't think I actually liked it as much as I'm thinking, but from back then. Covered Bridge is double. Covered Bridge is in the Ottawa area. Perfectum by Nita Beer Company. You need a beer. Nita Beer was in Ottawa. I do not know if they're still open to this day, but it was a perfect stout. It had a great name for what it was. It was perfection. When I'm looking at this, I'm seeing how many, I now in this part of my life, I'm looking for lower ABV beers, but a lot of these are like 7, 8, 9, 10, some of them even higher. Supersonic Strawberry Wit by Fuggles Beer. The Raspberry Uber by Nickelbrook. No Rest for the Wicked by Bellwoods. Satori Harvest by Driftwood. I remember how much I loved that beer, and I was amazed I loved that beer because it was an IPA. It was a big IPA, and it was a big IPA from a brewery that I usually didn't like anything from. So to get that and be like, wow, this is so good. Yeah. Okay. So it was one of those, oh my gods, I was amazed that it was as good as it came out to be for me. Um, until proven guilty, aged in Tennessee whiskey barrels by Innocente Brewing Company. Sunrise Paddler, which was a imperial stout at 9.9% alcohol by Five Paddles. What was that one? Yes, I've drank an Atlas. I have drank an Atlas. Coffee sour from Five Paddles. Okay, so looking at this, what I'm seeing is I'm seeing breweries that I was very happy with and beers from them that I was very happy with. And I'm kind of missing some of them, to be honest. I'm missing going to some of these places. Seasonal Excuse, which was a collab between Brimstone and Cayman Kettle. Both of those guys are very good friends of mine, and they made some really good stuff. Barrel Shed Amber Ale from Sean and Ed in the Hamilton area, but it wasn't Hamilton per se. Dominion City in Ottawa, their barrel aged Earl Grey Marmalade Saison, fucking fantastic. Together We're Bitter Co-op Principle 6 Coffee Porter, super good beer. Milk Run Coffee Stout from Northwinds in Northwinds is what they were up in the Collingwood area. Great beer. Raspberry Wild Child from Black Swan, another great beer. Nectorious from Four Winds, amazing sour IPA that I've been in love with forever and a day. Totally, we already talked about that. Yalla Yalla Citra. Yalla Yalla was the Half Hours on Earth one hop series, and their that one is actually their Citra one. I don't hate it, but I don't like it. I think that's the best way to put it, Junior. Don't hate it, don't like it. Coconut Stout from Together We're Bitter. Right now we're just doing what are my favorite Ontario beers. Pipe Dream from Halo Brewing. I think I only gave that such a good mark, though, because it was low ABV for a Saison, and that made me really like it. The Mocha Machine, which was a Mocha Porter from GLB, Great Lakes Brewery. Jack-O-Lantern Fire from Cayman Kettle, which was their habanero pumpkin beer. Smoke on the Porter from Bandit Brewing in Toronto. Hearts Collide from Reinhard in Toronto, but it was their bourbon barrel aged versions. Oh, look, there's a cat. Hi, cat. The Exchange Brewing Company's Foreign Exchange Stout. They're in Niagara-on-the-Lake. Kentucky Cow, which was a sweet milk stout from Wellington. And that's the only Wellington beer that I can think of that was on this list. Starboard Stout from Lock Street Brewing Company in Port Colborne. No, was it Port Colborne? Port Dalhousie, wasn't it? Port Dalhousie, yes. Port Colborne was Breakwall. Here's a brewery that doesn't exist anymore, but my good buddy Brad made a great beer, and it was the Irish Session Stout from Wooden Horse Brewing Company. Really wish they were still around. The Coconut Porter from Cayman Kettle. alternative facts from our good buddies at GLB, and this came out in 2017, so you can guess what they were playing with. But it was a 3.8% alcohol English mild, great beer. Undercover Brother, which was my first white stout from Brothers Brewing in Guelph. Another brewery that doesn't exist anymore, but Powers Out Vanilla Stout. And that was a beer that they added a bunch of vanilla to hide the brewing faults in because the power went out. And it turned out to be a good beer, but it was an odd thing at the same time. Royal George Brown Ale from Barley Days, and I never thought I'd put a Barley Days beer on my top beers, but I drank that, and I drank a lot of those after I drank that. Nonconformist Lime, which was Plan B's Radler, and again, it was one that could hide the faults that he would have in his beers because of the system he was running, solely because of what he was able to do with it. Breakfast from Grain and Grit in Hamilton. Great beer as well. You're going to notice that there is a lot, and I mean a lot, of stouts and porters on here. Those were what I really liked. Unify or Die Stout from Blood Brothers in Toronto. Guilty Remnant Raspberry from Blood Brothers in Toronto. Hey Jupiter from Little Beasts in, well, these are all Ontario breweries that we're looking at. I think we're getting the gist, though. Raspberry Brownie Nowhere from Merit Brewing in Hamilton. The Merchant Alehouse's cold brew coffee stout, and the Merchant Alehouse was an old stomping ground of mine that I would go to quite often, and they make quite the fucking beer at times. They were a brewery that made a blueberry blonde. And one of the things they would do is they'd throw like blueberries in it that would just float in it so that you could chew them while you. But this is a bar, right? The Merchant Ale House was a bar. It was a bar, more so than a restaurant. It was a bar, and you would go in and you would order that at some point in the night, and it would always be the point of the night where you were drunk and you were ready to throw up and everything else. It was always good. Rainmaker Porter from Second Wedge, which was an American porter. Stout by Anderson Craft Ales in the London area. Well, they're in London, not the London area. There is some on here that I'm just skipping to, just because I'm just kind of waiting to see if anyone asks me any other questions other than the one that James asked me there. But Outcast Brewing's Last Minute Stout. El Chupacabro Ancho Cinnamon Porter from the People's Pint Brewing Company in Toronto. Sunburst from Stormstade in London. Zen, which was, I believe Zen is the Loganberry beer I was thinking of from Brimstone Brewing Company. Ich bin ein Berliner from Niagara College Teaching Brewery. That was actually, and he's been on this cast before. It's Tim Miller's beer. It was his final project beer, and oh my God, was it fucking divine. Spooky Boy by Forefathers. Glacier Bear by Forefathers. No, that one is from, and that one is from, those are Manitoba. That one's Saskatchewan. That one's Manitoba. Manitoba, Quebec. I don't even think this one exists anymore. And that was Rhythm and Brews, which was and it was 88 keys. Um, Hedonism, the passion fruit, orange, and guava variant, which was a sour IPA by Rorschach Brewing Company, great brewing company. Coffee Roller by Counterpart Brewing Company. Uh, Low Cal Lime from Forefathers Brewing Company. Hedonism Sour Sop from our buddies at Rorschach. Hedonism Blueberry Lemonade from Rorschach. Nostalgia from Counterpart. Left Field Sweet Spot Mocha Marshmallow Stout. Like these are all, they're still to this day I can remember something about all of them as I'm reading this, right? The Peanut Butter Shake from Whitewater. If you guys have anything, throw it out there. We're just holding down the fort until the other guys get here. Portella Porter from Blackburn in Niagara Falls. It's a stout from Kensington in Toronto. Counterparts passion fruit, orange, pineapple, papaya, grapefruit, zombie, and that was the first milkshake beer I had actually fruit smoothie beer I was actually able to get my hands on and have it survive, and it was good. Everything else I'd ever had that was that style, it always blew up before it got to me, and I was never able to actually try it. Rumpy by Quails Brewery. I don't even know if Quails is still around. I don't even know if my buddy Tawes has anything to do with Quails anymore. Sour Lemon Drop from Furnace Room Brewing Company. Quebec. Better Place Raspberry Tangerine by Counterpart. Samurai by Cameron's. That's after both the brewmasters that I knew there had left, and it was somebody new. Vanilla Roller from Counterpart. Guava Blender from Counterpart. Cast Iron Soul from Farm League Brewing. Blackberry Blender from Counterpart. Fortissimo from Tooth and Nail in Ottawa, Ontario, and Fortitude from Tooth and Nail, and Zombie Afterglow from Rorschach. That is those three are all the same brewery, and they're from Manitoba, so they don't exist on this question. Ebb and Flow 5 Alive Sour Ale from Muskoka Brewing Company. Funky Fresh from Whitewater. Ilbury Sour Ale from Powerhouse Brewing Company. They're in London. They were a fairly new brewery. I had them in July of 2022 when me and my wife were stuck for a week in London while we were waiting for my son was visiting his mom, and part of his safety plan was he wasn't allowed to be completely alone, and she had to have access to us being able to get there to pick him up if something went wrong. So I had that while we were there. Shook Milkshake Kettle Sour from Storm State, also in London, and that was in the same time period. Um, Extension Coffee Porter from the Exchange in the one and only Niagara Falls, Niagara on the Lake. I don't really like it's. It seems to be a lot of the same breweries that we're talking about here. We're just waiting for you to finish eating your cheeseburger there, sir. I'm answering my favorite beers of Ontario right now. And unfortunately, that's why I have to look at this. Oh, Brauer Kaufmann Berliner Weiss Raspberry Sour. So Brauer Kaufmann, I had that with Dale. There was actually another one. There's Schwarzbier from Brauer Kaufmann. And they were in Rockland, and me and Dale got together and had their stuff. It was fucking good. Their Doppelbock is on here too at 475. I had their Ein Liberator, which was another Doppelbock. Uh, they were a good brewery. I forgot all about them. Like I really did. I don't know how I did, but I did. And I'm looking at now we're into a bunch of Saskatchewan breweries, and I think at this point I'm probably for the most part done with anything from Ontario because I would have now been moved to here. I mean, I might still see the odd one here and there that like Brian or Chris have sent me, but for the most part, yeah, like Bounty Roller, Brian sent that to me. The Mango Blackcurrant Coconut Cream Zombie from Counterpart, Brian sent that to me. Shipman Stout from DeQ Falls, Brian sent that to me. And then we're back into stuff from here in Saskatchewan. Oak Aged Alt Beer by Lake of Bays Brewing Company. Never thought I'd ever see them on here. Collective Arts Daily Forecast Mimosa. Tandem Dark, which is a dark lager from Brothers Brewing in Guelph. So I was wrong. There was other stuff from Ontario that would be on here. I didn't expect that. I don't think I ever reviewed that one, which was I'm going to bring it up even though it's from Alberta, not Ontario, but Beachfront, which was a Big Rock Brewery fruit beer. It was really good. And I meant to review it, and I don't think I ever did. Like, I don't think I ever recorded the video for it. There you go. There you go. That was my favorite beers of Ontario. Guess we got to roll over here to get another beer from not Ontario. So we had just finished the Riverman Red Ale, which is from Saskatoon. I'll put it in this box to go upstairs to get recycled. Now we will grab. Let's do this guy next. So this is from Churchill Brewing Company in Saskatoon. This is their Plainsman Pilsner. You don't always have to know where you're going, as long as you have Pilsner. Here is a scenario. I'm waiting for your scenario, sir. Sorry, my wife is yelling at me about dinner. Okay, what's our scenario? Okay, so that one is kind of hard, right? Are these craft beer lovers? Are these people that I'm trying to introduce into craft beer? What province am I in? Or is it I can do it anywhere? Like I could go anywhere. I could do like We could have 8 hours in Belgium and hit up stuff like West Volaterran and stuff like that. Or we could be in Germany and hit up some German craft breweries, as well as, like, I don't know, something very well known, very, very historic. Could we do like Pilsner Urquell and maybe something else? Or do I hit Toronto and do like half an hour each at like 6 or 7 different breweries, 8 even? Well, actually, you could probably hit 10. Have a couple beers at each one with 8 hours, but you're in Toronto, so maybe you can't. Do we go to Niagara and do all the Niagara region breweries? Like, okay, so if we were in Saskatoon, in that time we could hit every single brewery in Saskatoon. Here, we could hit all the breweries here in town, and we could still drive on up to Nokomis and hit the other section of Pile of Bones' breweries. But I mean, if you're doing them here, I think the standouts for most people would be Bushwhacker, Multinational, depending on what they have on tap, because Multinational has such small tanks that a lot of times they only have like 2 or 3 beers on tap, but they make great beer. It's you want to hit them when they have like 6 or 7 beers on tap. Pile of Bones again does great stuff. What the fuck? I tell you this every fucking week. Like every week. You it doesn't matter what time I go live. I could wait until like 8 p.m. my time. Until I go live, she's not going to start dinner. And the second I start, that's when dinner gets cooked, and then I get dinner. And since nobody joins anymore, then you're just looking at the fridge if I go upstairs to grab something and come back down. So I always say I won't come up until somebody's on the chat with me. And then if nobody shows up, I just don't go up, because I don't. It's the one thing I can do. The one thing I can do a week that actually lets me have any interaction with somebody that isn't my family or work. And every single time. Okay. 8 hours with a van. You could also hit everything in the Niagara region. I probably wouldn't hit everything in the Niagara region. I would probably purposely miss Taps and Niagara Brewing Company. There's really no reason to go to either of those breweries. There really isn't. Everything else in the Niagara region, kind of worthwhile. Hit up the Brewing College. Hit up Brimstone, hit up the Cayman Kettle. The problem with the Niagara region is there is a lot of breweries in the region, but they're all like 30, 45 minutes away from each other. And if you're good, you could even get out to like some of the Hamilton breweries, say Sean and Ed or Merritt or Fairweather or Grain and Grist. And if you hit Fairweather, you obviously are also going to hit Grain and Grist, because they are legitimately, like, you could spit and hit the other building. You can do that in London too. They're like Anderson Craft Ales is right across the street from another brewery. Like I could pee out the back door of one of them and hit the other. Like, you have that type of stuff going for you. Toronto, you could hit so much in Toronto. I hate that Toronto is the center of the universe in Canada, but when it comes to beer and really good breweries, there is a lot of good breweries all across Canada, but there is a lot of really good breweries in a small section of city. Like you could hit up Bellwoods, you could hit up Rorschach, you could hit up Folly. You could hit up Bandit. You could hit up. The list goes on. There's Mascot. I mean, Mascot doesn't necessarily do the best beer, but Reinhard. I really think if you're doing Toronto, though, you have to hit Brimstone, Bellwoods, and you have to hit Rorschach, because those are probably the two biggest hype breweries in that city. You could hit up GLB for some nostalgia factor. The same with Amsterdam. I mean, they're both long, old mainstays of the province's brewing. Folly's really worth hitting up. There is a lot to hit up there. Again, Reinhard, Steam Whistle. If you want to bring somebody to a really cool brewery, not necessarily the best brewery in the city or anything like that, but a really cool building with a lot of history as well, you need to do a stop at Steam Whistle, even if it's just to get a Steam Whistle Plus. Because yeah, Steam Whistle is Steam Whistle, but Steam Whistle Plus is fucking Steam Whistle Plus. It really is plus. Like, wow. Like, Brian, this is one where I would actually need to get out a map and do some driving times and stuff. But I think there is a lot of really cool stuff you could hit up in a lot of little geographical areas in Ontario, here in Saskatchewan, in BC. You could do a lot of stuff in Vancouver. In Alberta, you could do a lot of stuff in Calgary. I mean, there is a lot of really good breweries outside of the major cities in Alberta. But if you only have 8 hours and you're trying to do a really cool tour, you can do one in Calgary really nicely as well. Ottawa has like 13 breweries, 14 breweries to choose from, and a lot of them are really good. And again, traveling through Ottawa, as long as you're timing your stuff out right as well, you can hit all of them without much of a problem, and people can enjoy their time. I think it's just me and you now, Brian. I think it's just me and you now. And I'm getting screamed at to go get my dinner, so I might have to give everybody a blank screen. Oh, wait, Uncle Chuckles is here. It certainly is, sir, and I'm just waiting for Brian to finish eating. I think both, Brian. I think you can do quality and quantity if you plan things out right. I mean, that's the great thing about the way the Canadian beer market is set up. Because of the way our provinces are, for the most part, there is a lot of breweries in a small space a lot of times. Now, there's some breweries that you wouldn't be able to go to. I mean, would love to take somebody to say like Bose, but I would just knock Bose off my list solely for the fact that it's not really geographically worthwhile when I can hit up like 6 or 7 breweries that are just as good or better in the amount of time it would take me to drive to Bose. So, I mean, it's that type of thing, right? But yeah, to the question you posed, I think we could do a lot in the Niagara region. We could do a lot in the Hamilton, Burlington, Oakville region. We could do a lot in Toronto. We could do a lot in Ottawa. We could do a lot in Montreal. We could do a lot in Saskatoon. We could do a lot in Regina. We could do a lot in Winnipeg. There is actually, it might be Winterpeg and Stabapeg, but there is a lot of good breweries there. Looks, Half Pints, Torque, Trans Canada. Just not one great city. We wouldn't go to one great city. Fuck one great city. Fuck them. BC again, we could do it like a Vancouver. And I think that's the thing, right? It would be it would be doing those solely to get different. And welcome back.
Oh, son of a gun. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, what have you done, Brian?
Uh-oh.
He's broken things, guys.
What am I listening to? Why am I deaf? I can't hear a single thing right now.
Oh, he's gone deaf,
I don't know
too.
what the hell's going on. Okay. No. Okay.
Can you hear now?
Can you
Well,
hear me?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Well, I can hear you.
All right, that's good. I don't know what that was weird. Also, I'm like, I can't hear anything.
So yeah, I'm gonna run upstairs for 2 seconds. You're in charge.
Is there anything I can talk about?
Anything you want.
Well, what was the last comment? Anything?
It was hi Brian from Uncle
Oh.
Chuckles.
Okay. I don't know what to talk about. There's not even a hockey game on tonight. Well, not one
Well,
that I want to watch.
The Senators are playing.
All right, I'll see if it's on TV.
They're probably losing, but they're playing.
Yeah, it's all good. All right, I can't see if there's any comments, if anyone's talking. Who knows? Okay, so there's a hockey game. Canucks and the Senators. I don't know. Oh, nice quiet time right now. So feel free to load up the chat window with a bunch of stuff for Chad to look at and to then post so I can see, because I can't see it, so I'm not on the YouTubes. The YouTubes. I wonder what Chad's having tonight. Oh, I heard some noise. Can't guarantee anything. Oh. Bum, bum, bum. So if there's anyone watching, you should post, make a little thing in the chat. Let us know who your favorite team is. Doesn't matter what the sport is. Might create some conversation. And, what is your favorite sport? Do you drink beer when you watch the sport? Zero zero currently. Oh. Uh-oh. He's a bleeding. Oh. Well, looks like Quinn Hughes is out of the game.
Okay.
Oh. He's making sounds.
Good day.
Hey, can you hear me, Chad?
Pardon?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know if you had your ears on or not. I got the hockey game on.
Yeah. How bad is it?
It's 0-0,
Oh, okay.
but Quinn Hughes on Vancouver just cross-checked Norris into the boards, and his nose went straight into the top part of the boards. So it's major penalty.
And Norris is gone for the rest of the year again.
He's probably gone the rest of the game. Maybe they're reviewing it for. They made it a major penalty, so thinking Quinn
Uncle
Hughes
Chuckles
is
has asked what your favorite beer style is.
okay. I am so new and so basic. I seem to like the lagers. It seems like, but then every now and then I try something different and I enjoy it. I don't pay attention half the time. I know I enjoy the Hell's lagers, but which I picked up. Some of the stuff I picked up today, which I don't know why I bought 6 because I still have a whole ton of your beer you sent me. But like I know I sent you one of these,
Mm-hmm.
so I hadn't had one yet. They had another one come out last week, which I know you're not interested in, but I'm like, I'm going to give it a try.
What kind of IPA is that? Oh, New England.
New England, yeah.
New England for me are hit or miss. I could love them or hate them.
Well, I can't even give you a suggestion on it because I won't be anywhere accurate with whether it's good or not. And I got my Hell's Bells, Hell's Munich.
And he's drinking the Founders All Day IPA. Awesome.
Oh, cool. And if you notice, they've rebranded their logo.
Yeah, I was wondering if that was just for those beers or if it was all of them.
No, it's across the board. It's their new font, their new logo.
His favorite team is the Red Wings. He's a Red Wings fan.
Okay,
and the Detroit
awesome.
Lions.
Okay, so Detroit guy.
And good day, Paul. How are you? I'm eating some broccoli tots right now.
So if anyone is watching and is curious, this is what Blackburn's logos used to be like. That's the Screaming Tunnels. And then, there you go, Chad. Special Dry.
Yeah, I'm oddly disturbed by that.
Would you like me to read it to you? The back of it.
Sure.
All right. Should I read it Chad style or my style?
I'm going to be drinking a Churchill British Brown.
Am I doing it right? Because I can't read it. Anyway, so it says Super Dry Lager. Special Dry is a nod to the Japanese style of brewing, which is characteristic of lighter styles with a focus on excellence of ingredients, process, and technique. Our version is an exceptionally clean, crisp, and refreshing dry lager that tastes as special as the name suggests. Cheers to tradition and innovation. So that's the blurb.
Well, my blurb is, we proudly present our finest English brown ale.
Ooh. So something I just noticed on these new labels,
Mm-hmm.
which I don't know if it's a. I'll see if I can get it on the camera here. I don't know if you can see that, but there's a little label here. Hold on. So this one here,
Mm-hmm.
and it says Independent Craft Brewery. And you've got
So,
this their center one here, which is Niagara Falls, established 2020. And then this other one, an Ontario one here,
okay.
and it says, which is funny, it shows it's the province of Ontario, which says product of Canada. It's absolutely hilarious. It's not even the country, it's just the province of Ontario.
They're probably trying to show OCB stuff without paying for OCB stuff.
And what does that mean to me?
The Ontario Craft Brewers are a trade organization in
Okay,
Ontario,
all
but
right.
they have a you have to pay a membership fee and stuff, right? So
Yeah,
be a way to be like, look, we're independent Ontario Craft Brewers as well, without paying a membership fee to be able to put the little OCB sticker on.
okay. So yeah, I noticed that's even on the if you have it's on the back here, like this is the Hells one. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And Paul says he likes the simple labels more than the artsy ones. Show him the style, the ABV, maybe the IBU. And I
So
agree.
so which one is of these two? Which one is the simple one?
They're both pretty simple, but like
Yeah.
those compared to something like, say,
Oh
oh,
yeah. Oh yeah. I know what you're saying. Like
like a
the
collective arts or
Grace Brewing,
yeah.
where yeah. No, that makes sense.
My broccoli tots are pretty good.
Oh yeah. Ugh. Hey, do you think I'm gonna like this New England IPA?
You? Mm,
Probably not. I usually don't like IPAs.
yeah, it depends on what hops they used.
Uh,
Actually, well, do you have any snow in Niagara yet?
None, dude. You want to see? Here's what I was wearing out. I'm still wearing shorts.
I am too, even though I have this much snow on the ground.
Yeah. I'm trying to see if the New England IPA tells me what it's made of. Let's see here. It says hazy, hoppy, spellbound. That doesn't mean anything. There's witches on it though. Just noticed
Mm.
that. Where I gotta find my camera. See? Oh, hold on. Whole bunch of witches. You want me to read the blurb for this one too?
Sure.
All right, this IPA is a nod to New England, a region known for soft, hazy, juicy IPAs as well as tales of sorcery, witchcraft, and mystery. Foggy and hazy in appearance, this IPA relies heavily on late dry hopping to deliver intense aromas and flavors of tropical hops, yet is less bitter than our traditional West Coast style IPAs. Get ready to be spellbound and enjoy.
Okay, so I'd say there's a chance you don't mind it.
Huh. I probably need to pair it with something. Hey, where'd you go?
Oh, I'm here.
Oh, I know. Oh, obviously I can hear you. Oh, you must be eating, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, then I'll do, since I'll look at some of these little witches.
Well, it's New England, right? They have lots of witches there.
Yeah, because you got Salem, right? Salem, Massachusetts, right? So it says contains barley and oats. Does that mean anything to you at all? Just means it's a beer, right?
Mm-hmm. And it's going to be hazy because it has oats.
Well, it says it all over, right? Hot, hazy, hoppy, spellbound. It's 6.2, the alcohol content. Is that that's it's pretty. It says strong beer.
Cheers. So I wasn't 100% sure what I wanted to do with what I'm pretty sure you sent was all ice beers. So I had my wife unwrap them, but left the tape on them. They're in the fridge. And I might pull them out tonight and see if I can tell what they are before I even drink them. We'll see.
Thinking about it, eh?
I'm thinking about it, but I really don't want to because, like I said, I'm almost positive you sent all ice beers after your laugh about what I thought it was, but you're like, no, that's not the one I thought you thought.
Yeah. Just do one. You don't have to do everything. Maybe I sent you tall boys of Diet Pepsi, which that would have been funny to do actually.
So I had one of our viewers there from the UK saying, "Hey, you should revisit the old classics to get some new viewers and all that." And I get what he's saying, right? You do something that everybody watches, and people that might be starting to watch beer reviews now will get into it and go, "Hey, let's watch some of his other stuff." So I get that concept, but I'm in Saskatchewan. I am not buying a 12-pack of Bud. I'm not buying a 12-pack of Canadian.
No.
I went in and I can find some of the stuff as singles at Urban Cellars, but I was
Vancouver just scored.
Of course they did.
Yeah,
they're going to win now. They hurt Norris.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry, you're saying you went to Sobeys?
Sobeys Liquor? Sobeys Liquor, and they had nothing in tall boys except for like one of the 64-ounce like cans of like Canadian and Bud and stuff. I'm like, I don't think I want like a liter can of Bud.
No. Well, maybe.
No, I'm sure there are people that do. I don't.
You just gotta find out where all the homeless get their beers from.
Well, I giggled because outside my store yesterday was a 12-pack of Bud. It was all empty, but it was sitting outside the front doors. Oh. And I got a call from one of the staff members. They're like, what do we do with it? Should we just leave it there? I go, no, we don't leave a case of empty beers in front of the store. That looks very unclassy.
Yeah, very unprofessional.
Well, what do we do with it then? I go, take it to the back. We can make $1.20 off of it when we take our recycling back. They're like, what if they get mad that we took it? I go, well, then they shouldn't have left their fucking beer on my fucking property.
Yeah.
You're getting mommy's what?
Speaker.
But yeah, so Uncle Chuckles, there is a lot of snow in Regina. By tomorrow, we're supposed to be at like 55 centimeters of snow. Because we're supposed to get 40 today.
Wow. How cold out is it?
I think like negative 11 or something like that.
Okay, so it's going to be more of a dry snow. It's not going to be a wet snow.
Negative 8 right now.
Okay.
Snowfall warning until noon of Sunday, November 24th.
Hey, I'll be back. I gotta go upstairs, grab a glass. I'm gonna mute stuff.
Yep.
But I'll keep my ear on, might hear you. Depends if I go out of Bluetooth range.
And it's a huge storm that's surrounding us right now, like huge storm. Like, there's our storm. Sounds like my son's getting yelled at about something. Of course he is. Sunrise is 8:27. Sunset is 5:02. We have had 5.8 centimeters of snow thus far.
All right. Product placement. There we go. It's an old glass. You got the old logo.
I have sensitive eyes too. Oh, and what do we have here? Our humidity is 89%.
Oh, it's a humid snow.
The dew point is -10. Visibility is 1 kilometer with a barometric pressure of 1,013 and 23 km/h winds to the west.
Ooh.
But nicely, a low UV index.
Oh, that's good. There you go. There's your view of the dry.
Yeah, kind of what I expected.
Yeah. I poured it carefully so there's no head.
So you weren't here when I showed the storm.
No, I was walking away. I'm like, oh.
So right there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she's a big one.
Yeah.
But you know, if I owned a brewery in Lumsden, I could be there right now with no snow.
Yeah, you could be making a blizzard ale.
I could be. One thing that I did notice though with here versus other places, like the last snowstorm we got on Tuesday, we had like no customers in the store Tuesday or Wednesday because even the highways were closed, so you couldn't drive into Regina.
Okay.
And so many of our customers are from outside the city. Your stores were empty, and so was our staffing. Our staffing levels were next to nothing.
They don't get penalized for that, right?
No.
Just like it's just, it's the norm out there, right? Unlike other places that we worked at. Okay, that's interesting.
You don't like it?
No, I don't.
Wow.
That's no surprise.
No, I actually kind of am surprised that you don't like the dry. But it was talking about Japanese dry, which is a different type of dry.
Yeah. But I don't know. Maybe I need to eat something with it, but I just ate.
No, you didn't. Was that was the New England, wasn't it?
No, this is the dry.
Mm.
Dry. So I might save the IPA for later if I do a second beer. So what else do you have on your plate? Or is that just all the
It's broccoli and cheese tots, rice, and bang bang chicken.
Oh, nice.
Every weekend, my wife has been trying new recipes
Where does she find them? Just
online.
wherever? Okay.
Yep. So this weekend was bang bang chicken, and then tomorrow's some like pasta balls.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's like stuffed pasta ball. I have no idea what the fuck it is. Whatever. I'll eat it. I'm fat.
Yeah.
So we went to donate plasma today. And she
How'd
actually
it go?
she passed out.
Oh no.
Yeah, started like throwing up and passing. I was freaking out because I'm in the chair beside her and I can't do anything because I'm strapped down with a fucking giant needle in my arm.
Yeah. She okay now?
Yeah.
That's good.
And she's donated like 40 times since we've lived here now, so it's one of those weird things about why it happened. Nobody knows.
Yeah. So that
But I'm
means
like,
she
the next time I'm beating you at donations and I my numbers are higher, you don't have to pass out so that I feel bad.
Why, have you donated more?
No, when we go together on the weekends, we go at the same time. We end up usually in chairs side by side, and then
Oh,
we're just
okay.
comparing who has more in their bucket.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
So, like after one round, she was way ahead of me. We both were just starting our fifth round when it happened to her, but on the fourth round, I caught up to her and then passed her, and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm gonna be done right away." Then the next round started, and that happened to her.
Oh no. So is there anything you're supposed to eat or drink between donations to help?
Supposed to have a high protein meal like a few hours before, and you're supposed to have drank 2 liters of water before.
Okay.
I don't think she was hydrated enough.
Okay. Do you feel it dehydrates you when you do it?
Well, it does, right? Like the plasma, what they're pulling out of you is the plasma, and the plasma is all your electrolytes and everything else.
Okay.
So they pull they basically almost drain you of blood. Like they take a couple liters at a time, like 1.5 liters or so. They spin it and they take all the plasma out of it. They reinsert it into you. Your cool down is like 10 minutes. It's like 5 minutes of draining.
Yep.
10-minute cool down, and the 10-minute cool down, they put the blood back in you and let it pump through you again. And then they drain it again. They spin it. They take out the plasma. They put it back, and they keep doing that until you've hit your 950 milliliters of plasma, so just under a liter. And then they inject you with then they put 1 liter of saline into you to rehydrate you.
Okay. And how long does, like when you're hooked up, how long does that take?
Anywhere from half an hour to an hour and a half.
Okay.
Like I think my fastest was 45 minutes and my slowest was 1 hour and a half, and her fastest was like 35 minutes.
Okay.
But we both apparently have interesting both have interesting COVID antibodies and stuff in our plasma, so they want our plasma.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, it's used for medicine and shit, right? Like it's
Yeah.
Next beer is Sundog Belgian White.
Sundog.
Yep.
Let's see, Alberta.
No, this is Saskatoon.
Oh, okay.
The ATL that now runs the store in Saskatoon, who worked with me my 5 months that I've worked in the company, he was sending me messages today. He's like, "Hey Chad, you're gonna come to Saskatoon and push stock for me, right?" And I'm like, "No." And then we're like, "We can run faster than you and this and that," right? And he's like, "The shock collar will keep you within my store walls." And I'm like, "I've been tased several times in my life, sir, and some of them were voluntarily." And he's like, "Okay, I'll bribe you with beer." I go, "That one will probably work."
Yeah. That's awesome.
Then I was like, "Well, actually, we're intending to do a day trip to Saskatoon at some point. I'd like to stop at some breweries or some things she wants to see there." He's like, "Good, come in, say hi, push stock."
Yeah. Make it a work trip suddenly.
Yeah. And I'm like, "No, we're bunkered down in Regina until the snow's gone." He's like, "Oh, you guys lived in the Arctic. What's a little bit of snow to you?" No, it's not even the snow we're worried about. It's your drivers. He's like, "Okay,
Yeah.
okay, I can accept that one." And we were making fun of him too because I don't know if you've ever watched Canada's Wipeout, like Wipeout Canada.
Yeah, when it first came out, I did.
Okay, well, the majority of the really weird contestants, like the full-on fucked up weirdos, they're all from Saskatoon.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, like we can't like they're all weirdos that do the show. Like I would be a weirdo on the show too, where everybody that gets on TV is a weirdo on that show. But all the ones that were like, "What the fuck is this?" It's always Saskatoon.
That's interesting.
Yeah, nowhere else in Saskatchewan either, just Saskatoon.
What do they do there?
Well, it's fairly high north, and this province doesn't have a huge population. It's just
so it's more of a family line, not a family tree. Or instead of being a family tree, it's more it's a Christmas tree. It starts like this and just gets narrower and narrower.
Yeah, sort of like that. Yeah.
So what's the big news in Regina this week? What's the big story?
We have a new mayor and mostly an entirely new council.
Okay. Did you guys vote?
We did not. One, we were at work, but two, we haven't been in the city long enough to really know what we thought the city needed.
Yeah.
So we're like, you know what? We'll abstain from this vote solely because of this, but we'll be at the next one. But we didn't know anyone that was applying for, like, running for mayor. We had more choice for school ward councillor, like school trustee, than we had for premier of the province.
Oh, wow.
There was 3 choices in this city for premier, and that was it.
Interesting.
And the Saskatchewan Party's Mr. Moe is still premier when that election happened. Mr. Moe, his claim to fame is he killed somebody in a drinking and driving accident, and his daddy made it go away.
Did you guys vote in that one?
We voted in that one, yes, because province-wise, little more ideas, right? And we've lived in a few different provinces, so
yeah.
But I was mentioning to somebody at work yesterday, I'm like, this is the most money I've ever paid in property taxes. I haven't paid as much in Welland, Thorold, Niagara Falls, St. Catharines, but I'm paying more here. What do I get? You don't have plows on the road. You charge me an
Yeah.
extra fee for my garbage. Like, what am I getting for this $2,200 a year in property taxes?
Wow.
Not much. No, I know not much.
Yeah.
What's to pay for all the fire trucks that have to go and put out the house fires from all the people that are burning like wood inside their house and candles and
Jeez.
space heaters and
Oy. That doesn't sound good.
no, but I mean, it is what it is, right? It's an interesting place. I really do like
Yeah.
it.
I'm glad you like it there.
It'll always every city will have its problems.
Oh, for sure. You getting to know your neighbors or the people who live around you a little bit?
We know the guy next to us.
Yeah.
The guy on the other side of us, well, that house is a rental. So we don't know
Okay.
them at all.
Yeah.
And then the house behind us doesn't like Alicia, so she drove into their driveway a little bit to get into her garage, and they don't like her anymore.
Oh, interesting. How is your garage doing? Have you done anything into it inside?
Nope.
No.
Like, they don't like her so much that they sprinkled nails all over their driveway to pop her tires if she did it again.
That's fucked. That's totally messed up.
Yes, part of your property taxes does go to your school board here. So the teachers in this province get paid about the same as teachers in Ontario. They were going on strike when we first moved here because they wanted more money. They got more money, which is fine, whatever. Then we got a bill for like $300 a child for them to have lunchtime supervision. I'm like, go fuck yourselves. I paid $2,200 in property taxes. You guys could watch the kids.
Yeah. What do they try to say? Oh, it's only $1 a day.
Mhm.
Blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm. This week is parent-teacher interviews.
Okay.
They shut the school down for the whole day because they do all the parent-teacher interviews during the day. So I'm like, again, go fuck yourself with pay me extra money.
Yeah. So what happens if you refuse to pay that lunch fee? Your kid doesn't
I
get
don't know.
supervised at lunch?
No idea.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure nothing, since half the we're ghetto adjacent. We're so close to the ghetto, it's not funny. To the point where a lot of the students at that school are ghetto kids. They're not going to have $300 a year to pay for lunch monitoring.
They're just hoping someone pays it.
I think so, yeah.
Offset the cost a little bit.
Well, it's just like they were pissed off when I couldn't go to No, they don't. It's just supervision, sir. You send your own food. And they have a list of food you're allowed to send because it can't be junk food or this and that.
No peanuts. They got that one. No peanuts. You got allergies.
the allergy ones you have, but you also have like no, like we don't
No
send pop or anything anyway, but no pop, no chocolate. Like they have a whole list of stuff you're not allowed to send.
Wow. Well, that's so different from when we went to school.
Oh yeah, when we went to school, it was like, here's a jar of peanut butter. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. But remember when he got suspended from school a few weeks back?
Yeah.
Okay, well his RTO meeting was supposed to be the Wednesday, so I took the Wednesday off work. They canceled it on the Wednesday and they moved it to the next Wednesday, and I'm like, well, you canceled it the night before Wednesday, like you canceled it Tuesday night. I can't go back to work. I have the day off. I'm not getting paid for it. Yay.
Yeah.
I'm not taking the next Wednesday off. So the next Wednesday came and gone, and they called me and they're like, you didn't come to the meeting. I go, no, you canceled the meeting that I was off for and schedule it for there. I'm not losing another day's wage for this meeting.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we need you to come into the school for a meeting. I go, okay. When? Well, during school hours. I go, okay, that's 3 weeks from now that I can come. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean? What do I mean? You're not in the school past 3 o'clock, right? Like 3:30? That's right. I'm at work until between 4:30, 5:30, or 10 p.m.
Yeah.
Are you going into the school on the weekends to do the meeting? Well, no. I go, then fuck yourselves. You can see me in 3 weeks. You've already cost me a full day's wage, and I get paid better than some of your teachers.
Yeah.
Go to fucking hell.
I'm struggling with this dry beer. Struggling.
I'm guessing it's really sharp.
Sure. I don't know descriptive words. Tempted to just guzzle it.
That's what I just did with that beer that I didn't like.
Fine.
No, it was one of those things where I'm like, unless you're going to be at the school after 6 p.m. or you're going in on the weekends, I will not be able to be there until December 4th. And they're like, well, that doesn't work for us. Well, that's your choice. Or you can pay me for the time I missed.
Yeah.
Well, no, we can't do that. I go, well, then that's your choice. This is when I can get there. I owe my ex-wife his birth mother an exorbitant amount of money per month for child support, and I still owe over $35,000 in credit card debt from getting out of the Arctic and having to start a whole new life with everything. Like, I bought a lot of our stuff used, but we needed beds, we needed this, we needed, like, you had nothing, right? You came with nothing. You came with your suitcases.
Yeah. You're like refugees.
Basically. Refugees from the art. It's kind of how it felt when we first got out, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I'm like, so
where do we go? What do we do?
I don't have, like, I make a choice with the little bit of spending money I have every month, and I usually waste it on beer that I end up drinking. But me and my wife both get X amount of dollars extra a month. Well, what you've basically done is my next pay, I don't have that X amount of dollars at all.
Yeah.
And I actually am now short on my bills because of taking a day off for your meeting that you canceled. So go to fuck. Hell, like I'm not dropping another day. Well, don't you have vacation or this or that? No, I don't have. I've been at this job for 5 months. I have nothing.
Yeah. Oh, Senators just scored.
So it's tied 1-1?
Tied 1-1.
Ooh. Okay, my next beer is from the Saskatoon Brewery. This is
a power play goal.
Berry Dark Ale.
Ooh, what color do you think that's going to be?
I think it's going to be the color of the can. That's my guess.
What color do you want it to be? Do you want it to be that color?
I think that could be a cool color.
Yeah. How's it smell?
I didn't sniff it yet.
Oh,
I was wrong about the color.
just the dark?
Yeah, it's just a dark ale. Like, look at that.
Well, it looks like there's a bit of a purplish to it. Like when you're pouring it.
No, to me it looks like mahogany when I pour it.
Wow, this is me looking through my phone at what you're doing.
True. I have 2 pieces of Bang Bang chicken left. Everything else is gone. The good thing about when I do these videos is I actually eat a proper portion of something.
Well, that's good.
Because I don't put much on my plate.
Yeah. So are you on nights for the next little bit? Is that what's going on? Next few
No,
weekends?
I'm on the in-between shift now, right?
Okay.
Like 3 of my next 5, I am on 8:30 till 5s, which will probably become like 8 until 5:45 because I won't charge them overtime, but I'll just work until my wife picks me up because I'm now in charge of the warehouse and I have so much shit to do, so I might as well just get it done.
Yeah.
Then I have a close, and then I have a weekend close, and now we're on our extended hours. So my weekend close now goes until 8 p.m.
Okay.
instead of the 7 p.m. And that's if everything works right. Tuesday because of the storm, we had no people in the store, and I was the closer. And I was on par to get out super early, like to be done everything really early, and then I lost $5 somewhere, and I had to recount everything.
Oh. So, with the announcement of the GST HST being paused in the middle of December, how is that going to affect retail stores? Do you think people are going to hold off on buying until after that date?
I think it might actually really affect them that way, yeah. But I mean, in this province, it might not be as bad because we don't have HST, so it's just the GST you're going to miss out on, and some people aren't going to care if they get the chance to just buy their stuff.
So now, if someone, I don't know, if someone buys something beforehand, they come back, return it, just to repurchase it at the cheaper price. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know if stores have thought about how they're going to do that. Because,
it'd be like, if I go buy a $1,000 item somewhere tomorrow, but I really don't need it, and return it and then just repurchase it. It's like, I can save. Or if I bought something last week, right? I'm going to return it and go buy again in 3 weeks.
Well, the good thing about the place I work is that a lot of people that come in to buy something, they need it then.
Yeah.
Like we actually need this. So
yeah. I'm just thinking, like, with Christmas time, right? Like, people starting to Christmas shop. Like, I don't know. I guess.
I mean, I don't know how this is all going to go down because, I mean, a lot of provinces are already fighting it. Like, New Brunswick has come out and been like, you can't take away our PST without finding a way for us to make this $62 million we're going to lose back.
Yeah.
And they're not wrong. I mean, you can't just surprise them with, ha ha ha, you don't have any tax revenue anymore.
Yeah. It's just be interesting to see. Like, obviously, it usually seems like I've always known that retail picks up on December 1st. Things get just weird.
We have our Thanksgiving in October, Uncle Chuckles.
Oh, yeah. I was just wondering if it's going to get delayed until December 14th, the retail push.
I hope not, because we have a stretch goal that we are very close to, and right now it's a 50-50 on whether or not we'll make it.
Yeah.
Company-wide, we have a stretch goal that it's 50-50 if we'll make it or not. And like I said, I'll text you right now what that stretch goal is, because it's not something that we're actually really talking about.
Yeah, no, I understand. I understand there's some things to question more about than not. I'm just thinking, like, I've been reading articles saying they're like, some people are thinking people are going to delay their spending till December 14th, but all these other places are amping up their staffing levels for early December, and now they're going to be less busy.
Well, I mean, you
and
could
then they
look
might
at
get
it that
crushed
maybe you'll
later
get
on.
your store set up in time for everything. Maybe you can have plans in place and things in place. But yeah, no, you're right. It's intriguing how things are going to go down and
then,
all that type of stuff.
And plus, having Canada Post on strike right now, people might be like, I don't know if our shipments are going to get through, right? So it might be more in person.
Well, Purelator, I was talking to the Purelator guy yesterday as I was loading up his truck with skids. And I'm like, so how much more people do you have? Because it was the Purelator freight guy that showed up for us yesterday. Yeah. And he's like, I have picked up like 9 truckloads of stuff today. He goes, and those fuckers over at Best Buy, they never are ready for me. I get there and they're like, tell me how you really feel.
Huh. I guess as long as you get the stuff ready, it just shows up and you put the pallet on, right? Is it pallet delivery or pallet shipment?
His is we just roll the pallets right onto his truck, yeah.
Yeah.
Now the FedEx guy, we bring it over to his truck and then we have to unload it piece by piece onto his truck. But the Purelator comes in a truck that the pallet just rolls right on.
Oh, perfect. He must love you if you guys have it ready for him.
Yeah, a lot of times we'll actually have it over by the bay door ready because we know what time he usually gets there at.
Oh, nice.
Friday was a up in the air day because we had 2 trucks. We had 2 deliveries that day. Plus we had a guy come to fix our overhead door in Bay 2. Plus the one company asked if they could drop off one of their trailers in our second bay and leave it there for a week because their truck is broken. And so it was an interesting day, right? So when he showed up, we were all like, is all this going to work in the right time periods? Yeah. But it all did. And that was good. I had my review on Friday and I got told a lot of really good things. So
that's good.
Her one complaint was that I don't always communicate what I'm doing. And I go, yeah, I don't always think about that because my last boss was my wife.
Yeah.
Well, my last boss wasn't because my last boss was at PV Mart, but my last boss that I worked with for a long time was my wife. And it was basically, we talked about what we were going to do the night before. And then we went in and I just did it. Right. Like,
yeah. It's like, here's the end goal for the next day. However you get to it, however you accomplish it, you did it, right? Oh, what's up with that one?
Not good. That reminds me of this news article we were going to talk about how Singapore is now making sewage beer.
What? And are people actually buying? It sounds like an April Fool's joke.
Nope. It was something being handed out at the UN climate talk.
Oh my goodness. So please tell me it's very well filtered.
Yeah, the company is called New Brew, and they're using what they call New Water, and New Water is their treated water.
Okay.
But it is raw sewage that is treated and then used to make beer.
Well, I guess like when you think of like they do send. Oh, Canucks just scored again. I guess they do treat sewage water and release it out to the rivers and streams and lakes.
Yes, but this is treating it and then using it right away. There's no additional filtration of the sediment of the. So
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I don't actually fully have a problem with it because I mean, in the end, we end up drinking treated water anyway.
Yeah.
But at the
Would you-
same
would you-
time, I'm like, I don't know how I feel about you admitting that it's sewage water, though. Like, I
Yeah.
know I'm drinking sewage water anyway, but I don't know at the same time.
Yeah.
It's not like
Now,
somebody's gone, guess what this is?
would you try the beer?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
Hell, I tried the breast milk stout.
So, if you had a choice with a sewage beer, out of a can, out of a bottle, or draft?
Can.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to see it pouring over draft and just seeing how foamy it gets?
I also tried the vaginal yeast beer.
What? Are you serious?
Yeah, there's a vaginal yeast beer.
Where did it come from?
Europe.
Okay. I'm glad you answered the where as in location, not literally. It's self-descriptive.
It came from a lady's vagina. She was a model.
Okay. Interesting.
But you could also, like I said, there was also several breast milk beers.
I need to charge my phone.
And I'm just one of the weirdos that's like, I want to try that.
Yeah. I think you found it was beer. You just thought just a breast milk.
I used Alicia's breast milk in my coffee once or twice, you know, like.
On purpose?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what my New Year's Eve gift is, Paul? One, it's your birthday, but two, my store closes by 3, so I know I'm not working past 3. And 3, we're closed on New Year's Day.
Oh, dude. Can I come work there? That's what I need. I need a job like that.
Yeah, we close at 3 on Christmas Eve, and then we're closed Christmas Day and Boxing Day.
Oh my goodness. Boxing Day also not a big sale for you guys?
No,
Or was that not a thing? Was that not a thing in that province?
no, it's company wide. They're closed.
Oh, that's cool. I wonder how much fighting there is on at the executive board level that we should open up. Look at all the sales we could do.
Oh, there's probably a good deal.
You know. But I guess that's what you can do. Oh, we have the online sales. Let's let our workers stay home.
Yeah, I'm worried about coming in after like almost 72 hours away and seeing what our online backup is.
Oh, because people can pick up at the store, right?
Oh, well, even all of your ship to your house stuff is coming from a store somewhere.
Okay. Well, I wasn't sure if it went through like a warehouse, like like a distribution center or something.
No, they're just beta testing going through the distribution centers directly.
Okay.
Up until Monday, there was not one order that went out of the distribution center. It all went to a store, whatever store had stock.
Okay. Now, would it necessarily be like the closest store to the address? So,
They actually have like some formula that looks at like how much it will cost from each different place, and
okay. Well, because I've always thought like, oh, if I order something, is it the St. Catharines store shipping it to me, or?
like we're a hub, so we'll go to the hubs first if they have it in stock,
Okay.
and then it moves out from there. I know the store manager at the St. Catharines store. He's actually used to be on this channel quite often.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even know he was with the company until he sent me an email one day through the company email. He's like, "Welcome to the company." Da, 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 da. I'm like, "How did you even?" He goes, "You were talking about your interview," and I'm like, "That
Oh,
reminds me of the interview I did. I wonder if it's this company." And I looked you up, and there you showed up.
nice.
He's like, "Just so you know, I have your position open up in St. Catharines right now if you want." So I told my store manager that I know the St. Catharines one, and he has the exact same position open for me. She's like, "That motherfucker. You just wait till I see him in Winnipeg."
Well,
So he's going to die. You're not allowed to go anywhere.
that's good that they love you.
No, I said to them, I'm like, you only like me now because you haven't had to pull up with me for long. It's been 5 months. The honeymoon is still on.
Yeah, they haven't dealt with angry Chad yet.
Well,
Not even angry Chad, the frustrated Chad.
they have to an extent. Like some of their workers are. Some of our team members don't appreciate some of the things I do to get them to realize that they need to work. Like we
Okay.
have one kid that likes to hide in the washroom for like 45 minutes at a time.
Yeah.
And now that I know that, whenever he goes in, and I try not to be, I'm not here to police your bowels, and this is actually
Yeah.
a talk I had with one of my warehouse workers because he went for like a 20-minute shit yesterday. And he came out. I'm like, I'm not here to police your bowels. If you have like a 1 or 2 pusher, go take your shit. I don't care. I go, but if it's more than like 10 minutes, that's your coffee break, motherfucker. He's like, what? I go, you heard me.
Yeah.
But we have this young kid that works nights, and he likes to, like I said, do that, to take huge shits all the time, and so that he doesn't have to work. And I went in, I saw his boots under the door. I sat in the stall beside him, and I was just like, hey, beep. Do you have any toilet paper there? Can you pass me the toilet paper under the door? What's going on? How are you doing? And I just kept fucking talking to him until he left. And he was ranting about it. He's like, he harassed me. And they're like, yeah, that's what he'll do. You better do your job. And then we had another guy today. Yesterday.
Oh, Canucks just scored again.
Of course they did. Thanks. I really appreciate that.
Hey, you're welcome.
Like yesterday, we had one guy, as soon as he came in, he didn't want to push stock. So he was making excuses to not get his jobs done, right? He's like, this is taking a long time. My Zebra didn't turn on, and this and that. And my boss is like, trials and tribulations, and walked away. And then I go back to my warehouse, and he's back there just chatting my warehouse workers up, And I look at him, I go, and I'm looking at my Zebra for the time, and I look at him, and I'm like, so you've been back here for 15 minutes. He goes, oh, have I? I go, yeah, and you keep making excuses and not do your job. So I don't want to hear any excuses. Take that cart of stock and go push it. He goes, well, I haven't done my tags yet. I go, I don't give a crap. You can take that up with them. Now you're on my time. Take this cart of stock.
Nice.
I filled up the bottle.
That is a big thing of Frank's.
Yep. Like I said, if I get the
Frank's
right
hot sauce?
shit, we're going.
Yeah, you want to pass that to me? Everybody wants to know if you're okay after your blood incident.
Fine.
Yeah. Woo. Superstore?
Wholesale club, but yeah, Superstore. It's the same,
Okay, yeah.
same company.
And I didn't hear her answer. Is she okay?
She said yeah, but
All right.
in a not happy way. She's like, yeah. Right? Yeah.
Listen,
I'm listening.
I've been upstairs dealing with your children.
How are the children?
Other than the fact that they seem to think that I'm their personal fucking servant, great.
Both of them think that?
Yeah, your son was giving me attitude over dinner.
What about?
Just a do-it-yourself night? No, I'm in the middle of making dinner. Oh, well, I thought you were just making whatever you make for what you want for dinner, like you do all the time. Oh boy, come here, because you're gonna fucking get.
Hey, he'll be busy shoveling snow tomorrow.
Brian just brought up that don't worry, he'll be busy shoveling snow tomorrow.
Aiden will be busy shoveling snow. Is that what he meant? Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm out of it. Oh, he'll be busy because there's already but that much snow on the back porch, and it's
How
still
much?
going.
We can't see her.
Like
One
Sure.
wiener or 2 wieners?
2. Oh, are you getting naked? So the answer to my question is yes.
Going for a shower.
You get naked to go for a shower.
Is it? I'm not going to make any comments about being wet or moist in the shower.
Oh, there's the pants.
It's not pants. Fucking blind asshole.
Did you just call me a blind asshole?
Yes.
How do you get those off like that? Like, seriously.
What?
Your underwear and socks are always stuck inside the
That's
pants.
my shirt and my sweater.
It's a secret combination.
I'm
It's
still
like a
wearing
lock.
Pants.
Maybe I just wanted you to come around the corner and I could see your boobs. Did you ever think of that?
The boobs are still.
Trickery.
How did I get a bruise there?
How did you get it? Where did you get a bruise?
Oh, that may be from the laser tag.
What were you doing at laser tag?
The friggin' vests like squish the boobs. They're not made for people with big boobs. They're made for teenagers with no boobs.
She went to Laser Quest and apparently it bruised her boobs.
Interesting. I guess that's where were they targeting her?
She came in second last. Her boss came in dead last. I think-
Interesting.
Where was Caitlin?
She was near the top.
Oh, because if she came in third last, then they were really targeting all the
No, but
bosses.
she's like 26 and like laser tag is still like her jam. So Rosa came in first. Tammy the cook came in, I think, like third.
Yeah, but she's from Hamilton. She knows how to use a gun.
Right? So, it was, like, fourth. And I
So
think
she's like a local, eh?
Yeah. Oh, so to answer that question, Paul, so we had a quarterly business meeting like 18, almost 21 days ago. It would be 21 days tomorrow. And we had cheesecake. And about 2 weeks after the meeting, there was still cheesecake in the fridge. And I found it in the fridge and I started eating it. And our administration coordinator, which is basically HR, saw me eating the 2-week-old cheesecake, and she's like, "What are you doing? That's 2 weeks old." And I'm like, "Smells fine. There's no mold on it. It's just a little crusty." She's like, "Oh. It's cheesecake. I'll eat it forever." And I ate another piece in front of her, and she's losing her mind. And she's like, "It's gone bad." I go, "The best before date says September 2025. She goes, "That's if it's frozen." I go, "It doesn't say that on the best before date." I keep eating it. I go, and on another note, that's best before, not worst after. As I eat a third piece of leftover crusty cheesecake. And then Alicia comes in to pick me up, and she tells Alicia, and she goes, Alicia looks at her and goes, "If you find a way to keep him from eating the cheesecake, you let me know." And she goes, "What? You can't stop him either." She's like, "He's going to eat that cheesecake." And then I went home for the night. And it was like, this is like day 17. I go home for the night and there's one piece of cheesecake left in the staff fridge. And I sent her a text. I go, "You know what the best part of the day is?" She goes, "What's that?" I go, "Knowing that there's one piece of cheesecake waiting for me when I come back in tomorrow." She's like, that's fucking it. She goes, the cheesecake's gone. I go, what do you mean it's gone? She goes, I can't tell if it was thrown out, somebody ate it, or we used it for as bait for the mice, but it's gone. I'm like, well, now I'm not coming in tomorrow. She goes, what do you mean? I go, that was bait to get me to come into work, and you threw it out.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Just her face. Every time I bring up cheesecake now, she gives me the finger. She's like, no. Okay.
What now?
I guess it's time for one of Brian's beers.
Uh-oh.
So they're here and here. This is the one I told you I knew what it was. And I don't think it's the one you thought of.
No.
This is Old Milwaukee Ice. I know that for a fact. I don't even have to unwrap it. This is Old Milwaukee Ice.
Yeah.
So she unwrapped all of them for me. This is the one you thought I would know.
Let's see. Put that closer to the camera for me.
This is the one you thought I would know.
No.
No?
No.
Really?
I figure you figure it. Yeah.
Because this one's
I don't think
Laker.
I don't know. I think I remember this.
This is Laker Ice. That has to be Laker Ice. That's the one I'm going to drink. I think it's Laker Ice.
Okay. Let's see. Show me one of those ones up close. Can you rotate one of them? I figured it was the one in your left hand. You would have figured out.
This one's Labatt Ice. Or wait. Here's the problem with this one.
See, I taped it so you could see stuff because I wasn't sure how you're going to do it. So I thought, oh, it'll give you some clues. You could spend some time doing it.
This one is either Labatt Ice or it's like Maximum Ice. I can't tell because they both have quite the same can logo art. And then this one.
And that's why there's stuff at the bottom that tells you what the percentages are. So I thought, oh, it'll give you a little bit of.
I think this one is Lakeport. Or this one is the opposite of this one. Like these two I'm not 100% sure on. These two I might actually still do a video on them.
Yeah. You should look close at the can. Some of them give you more information to work with if you're going to do a video.
Proudly brewed in Ontario. Like I said, this is Laker Ice. 5.5% alcohol. It's a crown canning. I'm pretty damn sure that's the Laker logo, like for their cans. I'm pretty sure that was the logo in the picture you sent me from your buddy. I'm pretty fucking sure that's what that is. It motherfucking is. That's Laker Ice. You're an asshole. So, like I said, she had wrapped these, and then when I figured out that at least two of them were ice beers because you didn't think that it was the one that I had thought, but you had admitted it was there. I'm like, no, we'll unwrap them. Yes?
Does she want to have a beer?
It was really good. Do you want to have a beer? You don't know what it is. It's a.
Do I need to know what it is?
Yes, you need to know what it is.
No, I don't need to know. I don't really care for beer.
I love you too.
What does she like to drink?
If she drinks, it's wine that she likes.
Okay.
But what? White wine?
Yes.
White wine.
Or rosé.
And does she like
Or
to
rosé.
pair?
But
Does she
rosé
like
is
to-
considered a white wine, is it not? Or is it Riesling?
Like white kind of mixed with like red. Not as
Does she have to eat something when she's drinking her bottle of wine?
Do you need to eat something when you're drinking your box of wine?
Oh, box, even better.
Pardon?
I should. It metabolizes.
I'm not saying about. We're not talking about metabolizing. We're talking about whether or not it is Laker ice. This one is for Chris.
Is he on tonight?
Not even here.
Oh,
Send him the picture right now, just so he can wake up and see that.
yeah. Give him a couple minutes to jump on.
And see, I hadn't even thought of it until just now as you're like, I don't know. I'm like, that looks a lot like the fucking thing you sent me from your buddy. Chris was talking to me about Pabst Blue Ribbon iced tea as a beer. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about right now? This does not sound right.
Is it actually a thing?
Yes.
Wow.
Proudly brewed in on. You shouldn't be proud of this. Like it shouldn't be something.
Dad,
Yeah.
they're very proud of their premiere, and they shouldn't be proud of that either. But here we are, okay?
I couldn't hear her there. Sounds
She
funny
said
though.
she said they're very proud of their premiere and they shouldn't be. Okay, you and me both have said as much as we don't like the man, he has made some good choices.
It's not often, and it's usually because he gets massive protests.
Oh, even the smell from just the little hiss. Oh, like, who picks this up and goes, you know what I'm going to drink today? An ice beer. And I mean,
Hey, I know someone who does it by the recycling can full.
true, you do. I've become a lot more calm in my old age about beer. I've become a lot more whatever. You like it, I don't. That's fine. As I get older, I've
This
also
looks
become more of a
triggering.
fan. I've also become more of a fan of pilsners and stuff like that as I get older because the less taste and the lower the ABV, kind of the more I enjoy it nowadays.
Yeah.
But this, for some reason, this triggers me. It triggers me. Like, oh, fuck. Like, oh, who thinks this is good?
You know, you got one fan on this page.
Fuck. Like, it's just wrong. It's wrong on so many levels. Oh, it smells so bad. It even smells like kind of like burning plastic. Like, smell this.
I don't want to. You just said described as burning plastic.
Is she inside the roof?
It's a ghost.
Oh, and the closet door's open.
You okay? You look very concerned about something.
Yeah, like where that noise is coming from.
Well, the main question is that your daughter?
Where she is, but it's
The cat also came with me.
of course the cat came with.
Oh, I thought she was upstairs.
No, she's not right by you. They're only not so well you're paying attention.
He's too focused on his ice beer.
I am very focused on my ice beer.
You're focused on eating it, right?
Do you want to take my plate when you go up?
Hey, do you have ice cubes? You just throw some ice cubes in your ice beer.
All the dogs are angry that she's down here. All three of them are standing at the back door. Like, what the hell? Like, there's Otis.
Well, Judge has been trying to
No.
get to the counter.
That means Judge hasn't been fed enough.
You know, he was fed. And she actually fed him a lot.
Oh,
Judge is just hitting his teenage phase where he's
Like-
like
There's two of them.
Yeah. That's
That's
awesome.
"Hey,
The two boys are waiting by the
what
door.
you doing? Mommy put fresh litter in your kitty litter box.
Oh, is that what I smelt earlier?
Upstairs?
No, down here. She is down here. That means she shit. The second she walks into our room, she shits in that litter box.
Smelling yourself, Chad. She's peed in the litter box. Shit, though.
I'm not smelling myself. I know how to wipe my bum.
Yeah.
I wipe my own ass.
You don't.
Well, yeah, you've already told me even if I get old, you're not going to help me.
Oh, at least you're fully aware of that ahead of time.
It's true. I don't know how I feel about it, but I'm fully aware of it.
That was like a gas receipt.
It's Sobeys liquor receipt.
So Sobeys, it's the liquor is a total separate store attached to the
No, it's
grocery
not.
store.
No, standalone.
Oh,
store.
okay.
I think the only one.
But where's the grocery store in relation to it, though?
Superstore, isn't it?
Yes, the superstore is the only grocery store with the liquor store attached
And the
to it.
co-op, but
Okay.
No.
not the co-op, I
The
mean the Costco.
Yes, the Costco as well.
Harlow.
Harlow, put the damn cowbell down.
More cowbell. Come on.
Yes, the Costco has a liquor store inside it, and the superstore has a liquor store inside it. Sobeys liquor is separate. The co-op liquor is separate, and then you have all your regular bottle shops like
Yeah.
Urban Cellars and stuff.
Because I was in a Sobeys liquor in Alberta, and it was like the grocery store, but like a total separate, but it was attached to the grocery store, like separate entrance.
Harlow. Yeah, no, and they're building a co-op liquor store in that same stretch of plazas that Urban Cellars and Sobeys Liquor is already in. Because that's what you need, a third liquor store right there.
Well, earlier you were saying how it's handy, convenient when there's breweries near each other.
Yes, but I mean, again, these liquor stores, none of them really sell singles, right? Like
True.
when I went here, I did I bought the $20 4-pack of Nitro Death Stout.
Ouch.
And then I bought the $15.
Haven't you had that already a few times?
No, well, I reviewed it recently and posted the video. It's a brand new beer.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I've drank it a few times since buying it because I had to buy a 4-pack of it. I have one of them in the bottom of the fridge. It's either going to go to you or Chris. But I drank the other 3 of them. But that was $20 plus my 40 cents in deposit plus another 2 something in taxes.
Yeah.
Like I paid $52.35 for 2 4-packs and 3 singles.
Whoa.
Then I paid another $10.25 in taxes. So it was like $61.15 in total.
Wow.
But like the Nitro Death Stout was $20. Then the cold pressed cream ale was $15. And then I bought a Cooler Single Blue, which is basically what part of the country it's from. A Cooler Single Red at $4.99. The blue was $5.99. And then Cooler Single Sask Local at $4.99. And then 10 cents of deposit on each of those, plus taxes.
So of all the craft breweries that have closed, which one do you miss the most?
Of all the ones that have closed, I'd have to find a list of all the ones that's closed.
Okay, well, or what jumps out at you? Like, oh, I wish blah, blah, blah. Like,
Reading through my top beers, things like I wish Wooden Horse was still around. Wooden Horse was a great brewery, albeit it was a contract brewery. On top of that, hey Harlow, you take this upstairs for Daddy, since you're still down here. Thank you. I'll be upstairs watching a movie with you soon. Okay?
I was looking for mommy's phone.
You were looking for mommy's phone.
Yeah, she said it's not up there.
It's because I've been taking penis pictures. Take that plate upstairs. I'll give the phone a call and see if I hear it down here.
It vibrates between your legs. So what happened to that? I can hear something ring. Oh, that'd be your phone ringing.
Yeah, you hear mine ringing. It's fucking not down here. I can hear it. It's not down here. Okay, so what were you gonna say?
I was saying, what happened to that brewery?
He just closed. He didn't.
Okay.
Turtle Island was another contract brewer. They closed. You lose more contract brewers than you lose brick and mortar.
Yeah. Now, why do you think they, with the contract brewers, do you think they just outprice themselves?
Contract brewing costs more than people realize.
Yeah.
Because you think, hey, all I have to pay for is my cans. Well, first off, your cans cost a lot. So do your kegs and everything else. But okay. Well, I've called her twice. She can't find her phone. That's on her. Why don't you put your phone in the same fucking place like you tell me? You notice I haven't put this beer to my lips yet.
Yeah. I just finally finished my dry. How many more are you having tonight?
This might be my last one for tonight. I don't know yet.
Are you gonna?
My wife says she wants me to perform tonight. Yes, Turtle Island was Ottawa, and they're not in business anymore, from what I've been told. They folded and closed their doors per se a while back. Not that they actually had doors to close, because they were a contract brewer, but yeah. I need to find my vaporizer. Could watch the movie upstairs with the kids and just.
What movie are you guys watching tonight?
I think tonight we're gonna watch Wolverine and Deadpool.
Ooh.
Me and Alicia saw it at theaters. We were gonna take Aiden to theaters to see it, but that was when his grounding started, and his grounding ended yesterday.
Okay.
And his grounding started the weekend it came out, so that tells you how long he's been grounded for.
Yes.
And the kid just doesn't get it. He thinks that if he does something stupid, his grounding will still end, and we just extend the grounding. And that pisses him off even more.
That's too bad. You think I should crack open another beer?
Yes, I think you should crack open another beer. Yeah, they made some good beer. We had some of the Turtle Island beers at one of the Niagara beer festivals that was out and about. I bet you it's in Mommy's sweater, Harlow. Look in Mommy's sweater that she threw out of the bathroom and made a loud thud.
I'm gonna go heat up some food. I'll be back.
Okay.
I'm gonna stay connected this time.
It's the other Paul that doesn't like albinos anymore.
What sweater?
The sweater Mommy was wearing, the Deer Lake sweater. I think she has it in the laundry basket. But she threw that out of the bathroom onto the floor, and I heard a thud. I bet you her phone's in there.
What's the reason for the hate on albinos?
I don't know. Ask Paul. Paul doesn't like albinos.
Well, I'm nowhere near here, so you're going to
He
see if
can
I
hear
lose
you.
connection.
Oh, well, then Mommy doesn't get her sweater. She can come and find it herself. Okay. Bye-bye. Go. Get out of the basement. I'm on my video. I try very hard, YouTube. I try very hard to keep my children away from this portion. And I sit down here for like 2 hours a week, 2 or 3 hours a week. And I'm like, no kids. And there's always a fucking kid that comes down and gets into it and all that. Like, not often. Just no kids. And then she sends the kid down to find her phone. She's, I'm looking for Mommy's phone. Fuck off.
Yeah, can you hear me right now still?
Yeah, I can still hear you.
Okay, because I'm at the other end of my house and upstairs.
I don't hear your phone anywhere.
Really? Because I fucking hear it. I can
Was
hear
it still in your sweater?
I can hear it. I don't hear it anywhere. Stop talking, you hear it. Mister, I got great ears.
Did you find it?
Three? Hello, sir.
Hello.
So was the phone found? I couldn't catch the whole
Oh,
thing.
she hasn't answered yet. So she came down here yelling at me about, I can hear my phone.
Maybe it's between the couch cushions.
No, she had it when she came down for her shower. I swear it's in her
Oh.
sweater that she threw out of the bathroom. I think she's now yelling, stop calling, but she's not answering it to tell me she found her phone. So I'm just going to keep calling.
Oh, this is hazy. Look, check it out.
That's how much she keeps me in line, Paul. That's how much she keeps me in line.
Here you go, Chad. There's the New England IPA.
Okay, that looks proper.
Smells pretty good.
And you're right. I don't like Overflow, and I've never even really had Overflow beers. I don't like Overflow because Overflow's business plan is we're going to tell you that we're closed for a private function an hour before the function. Go fuck yourselves and the horse you rode in on. And
How'd
he
you
could.
So you just
Sorry?
walk in there when that happened?
Well, yeah, we had planned a whole thing of me and Guy had planned a whole bunch of breweries we were going to hit up, and Overflow
Okay.
was our last brewery for the night. We were doing our own beer tour, and we paid for the Uber over there, where we could have went to a few different other breweries instead. But we
Yeah.
paid for the Uber over there, got out, got in. They're like, "We're closed for a private function." We're like, "Really? You didn't announce that?" They're like, "Oh, we did." I go, "Yeah, when?" They're like, "An hour ago."
Yeah.
And how long has this function been planned? Like 3 months?
Interesting. Blackburn's been getting into wedding rentals
And that's fine.
over
I'm
the
sure they
summer.
announced that they're closed for the wedding before the day of, or
Usually,
before the
yeah.
hour they close.
But it's pretty cool. They've been starting to do like where like they shut the whole place down and like the wedding and the reception is there.
Well, they have a big enough place. Like their place is
Yeah.
actually a good venue size.
Yeah.
Forefathers does the same type of thing. And that's awesome.
Yeah.
It and again to Paul, to yourself and your buddy JP, I don't know if he's part of the ownership team or if he has much of a say, but if he has much of a say, he may want to be like, hey, maybe you shouldn't advertise that we're closing an hour before it closes. Just saying. It was one of those go fuck yourselves moment. And then the one beer I had by them wasn't all that good anyway, and I'm like, why? I won't waste my time trying to get there again. But there was other breweries we could have went to, and we would have, and we were even checking the address and all that before we did a movement. And
Where is that one located?
it's in Ottawa, but it's kind of like near the airport ish.
I don't know Ottawa at all, so the airport
There was
could
no
be
other
in the middle.
breweries anywhere near it, so by the time we got to it, it was. Don't worry, Paul. I have wife duties later too, and they are what you think.
Yeah, he's already done, so he'd be back in about 5 minutes. Does that include dressing and undressing?
No, it's not what you think. Okay, he has wife duties to deal with. My wife duties are different. My wife, well, who knows if I'm actually doing my wife duties now, because my wife is angry at me that I kept calling her after she found her phone in the sweater that I told her and her daughter it was in. She's like, I kept hanging the phone up. That should have told you I found it. Fuck you. Just answer the phone and say, thank you, I found it. I knew she had found it because she kept hanging up on me, but because she wouldn't say anything, I kept calling her.
Yeah.
Until 17 calls later, she yelled over the phone, stop calling me, to which I responded to her, what the fuck? I was trying to help you find your phone. And that's when I got the me hanging up should have told you I found it. And I responded with, or you could have just said, thank you, I found it. Since you know what you wanted to do was send the fucking 7-year-old down that goes, daddy, 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 while I'm down here drinking. I try to keep my kids away from the drinking. Like even when we're at my parents' house, like my father's house, my father drinks like a fish. But I try to keep my kids from seeing me drink. I usually drink in his biker gang shed.
Yeah.
I go in there, I grab the beer, I drink it. They might see me slowly become more inebriated, but they don't see why. And I mean, the inebriation isn't something they should see either. But I try to keep them away from everything to do with this. And they're perfectly fine to be on the food review and the soft drink review and all that, but I try to keep them away from this shit. And nobody.
Now, is that because you're drinking alone? Is that part of it?
Well, there's that, and there's the fact that my ex-wife takes all that stuff to court, right? So I try to keep my kids as far away from me drinking anything as I can.
Yeah, but I was also assuming, like you're also talking like if you're offline having a couple beers, or like.
Oh yeah, if I'm offline having a couple beers, they're usually asleep or not in the room. Like they don't
Yeah.
see me drink often.
No, but I was just curious if it was like a social situation where you had someone else there. Would it be different? Would you be like,
Well, with Aiden, I try not to still, or Annika or Declan, because again,
yeah,
their mother likes to hold on to that and
okay,
try and use that in court. Even though there's nothing she can do with it, she makes things take longer and more money by bringing stuff up that
yeah,
I'm allowed to do.
yeah?
Um,
I was just curious. I'm not trying to stir anything up, or I was just
no,
curious.
I get it, but no, like I'm allowed to have a beer. Like I'm allowed. There's nothing saying I'm not allowed. I'm allowed to have more than one beer. I'm not allowed to be drunk in front of my children, but I'm allowed to
Yeah,
have a few beers, and
yeah.
I still try not to do it in front of them because I know what it ends up having happen, and I
Oh,
just
for
don't
sure.
care to deal with it. So I try not to, but my whole family, my wife included, do not seem to respect that or understand that. I'm like, when we were trying to get custody of Aiden, which was something my ex-wife wanted us to do anyway, it still cost us over $10,000
Yeah,
because she brought up things like me drinking and this and that. Even though she tried to give them to us, she wanted to play the victim and all that. And none of you seem to get this. I don't want the kids around it because this gets brought up.
yeah,
Like, let's stop. Let's respect that this isn't what I want because I'm the one that pays all the money for the fucking court cases.
yeah.
How about we stop? And no, we're just going to keep sending the 7-year-old downstairs to find my phone because I don't want to go downstairs. Fuck off. Go without your phone for the last half hour of the stream. Like, or come down and get it yourself. Like,
Yeah.
enough is enough with that shit. And I still just have this in my cup. I haven't even sipped it yet because I so badly don't want to. She hasn't even read my response to her. That's how pissed off she is at me for whatever reason. Oh, I know the reason, because I sent Harlow upstairs and said, get out of the basement.
Uh,
So she had to come down.
so
On
you have
her
any
own.
Santa gigs coming up?
Just with work. I have an unpaid Santa gig on the 18th of December that I don't want to make a lot of money on the Santa gigs anymore, but I think if I'm giving my time up, people should be paying me something.
Yeah. Just gotta start yourself a Facebook page, Regina Santa, or something like that. So that way, if someone searches it, that's what pops up.
Okay. I have 15 minutes to finish this beer, which means I have to start it soon. Okay, here we go.
You have a snack
Cheers.
you could have with it?
No, I have an entire like 6 liters of Frank's hot sauce I could have with it.
Maybe that'll make it better for you.
Oh, she's not responding again. She wants me to, perform tonight. I'm gonna be like, I can't. You've been mean to me.
Just blame it on the ice beer.
It's such a bad And I think about this friend of yours that drinks lots of it, and I'm like, what the fuck? And again, I don't care if you like ice beer. You like ice beer, you like ice beer. But I still have the question of why. And I get it's usually cheaper, and I get it's usually slightly higher ABV, but pay a little bit more for higher quality. Like, I don't understand how this became the thing. I don't understand how ice beer became. Well, I do, because again, Laker was like 24 for 24 forever. Now, I mean, they were bottles, not cans, 24 for 24. But that's what made it catch its appeal, right? It was all the people that just wanted to get drunk. And 5.5% alcohol beers for $24 plus deposit of $2.40, making it $26.40 was better than paying $32 for a 5% alcohol lager that tasted better. And I get it. And you're like, well, that's only like $6. How does that matter all that much? Well, it does if you're chronically drinking it. You know, if you're buying a 2-4 a week, $6 adds up rather quickly. Every month you just bought another 24 pack, you know, like,
Yep.
So I get it. And at the same time, I don't, because I've been, even when I was at the point in my life where I was drinking all the time and I was drinking and partying and all, I still didn't go for the lowest quality stuff just because it was cheap. I mean, there was a lot of discount brand stuff I bought that still tasted okay. Molson Export, Old Vienna, Formosa, all that type of stuff. But it tasted okay, and it was lower ABV, where you're only buying this to get drunk. And that I think that's what I can't wrap my head around, is just buying it just to get drunk. And I guess it's because even in my teen years, I didn't want to be drunk. I liked being right on that cusp, you know, where your inhibitions are slightly inhibited, but you're still in full control of your faculties.
Or at least you think you are.
Well, yeah. Okay, maybe you got a little louder and a little more boisterous, but for the most part, you were still yourself.
Yeah.
That's where I liked being. I didn't like being at the I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, I've never really reached that point.
The few times I woke up in my bed with a girl beside me and I didn't know if I did anything with her or not, I didn't like those days. Didn't. Did I do something? Because if I did, I'm really pissed off that I don't remember it.
Yeah.
And if I didn't, what led to this?
Yeah.
Was something attempted and I just couldn't perform? Like, what happened?
Yeah. Yeah. Are you friend zoned right now or no? You know?
Okay. Other than the fact that the smell and taste triggers me, it's not as bad as I remember. But I still am going to make faces every sip I take because it triggers me for some reason. It triggers something in my brain.
PTSD.
Possibly. I remember.
I think it was all the hype of the ice beer. It's been hyped for months on here.
Yes, Chris has hyped it forever. He hasn't even responded. I'm a little worried that something happened to Chris.
Is there any proof he actually is an ice beer fan? Like he drinks it, or does he just talk about it?
It's both.
Okay.
He does drink
like,
it.
have you seen him drink it?
Yes, I unfortunately have.
Okay. So what's the next style of beer you think you'll start to enjoy?
Shit, I don't know. I do not know.
Oh, Vancouver 4-1 now. You said you're starting to accept IPAs.
I am. I don't think I'll ever say I'll like those because it's very specific hop profiles that I like.
Okay.
Where
and are those like a regional hop style?
No, it's just I really like fruity IPAs. I don't like bitter or dank or anything like that.
Okay.
And that's the majority of IPAs.
Well, you might like this one I'm trying then, because it smells very fruity. Definitely. Couldn't tell you what the smell is.
Yes, and that's why I
Smells
was
it.
saying for me, New England style IPAs are 50-50 because they can be extremely fruity or they can be extremely bitter.
Should I try it while eating a clementine? Do you think that would help it?
No, that'll make it worse.
Okay, I'll leave that over there. Over there.
I love clementines, but it'll make it worse. What the fuck was
Any,
that?
I don't know. Is there some Regina ducks back there?
There might be.
Are you
Did the
strangling it?
microphone pick it up? Is that what you're saying?
That's not what. That's what I heard. I didn't have to say it. It's just kind of weird that you have a microphone at your chair level. That's just like the most bizarre thing in the world.
It's right here. Oh yeah, I got a snowball. Knowing what snowballing is, that makes that even worse.
Or who it is.
Hey, do you need a sawmill? Because you can get a sawmill at the place of my business.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you can get an entire 7-foot sawmill with
Oh,
10-foot
wow.
track and all that fun stuff.
Unfortunately, no, I do not.
That is
Is that in
unfortunate.
the? Is that in the surplus?
No, it's active right now. It's in this week's flyer.
Oh, I haven't even looked at the flyer yet. It's good sales this week.
Best sales of the year.
I heard that every single time though. Like, oh, the Mega Smasher, the
It's one of those because they do 4 of those a year, right?
yeah. So they got like, oh, it's the Leon's early Black Friday. It's October 4th, Black Friday event. You know?
And there's the October 2nd and the October.
Yeah. They haven't even started talking about, oh, it's Cyber Monday. Guess they can't promote that with Canada Post on strike.
True. I mean, Canada Post is the big thing that makes that stuff work.
Yeah. Oh, it scared the crap out of me. Don't be sorry.
Hmm?
I got someone in the back here.
Who is it?
Oh. House guest. What is that?
My propane torch.
Oh, I wasn't paying any attention. Oh,
That's what I did my burnt walls with.
ah. How many tanks you go through?
None. This is still the first tank. Well, actually, this one I wasn't using. This is my wide flame. This is the one I am going to use for my tabletops. The one I used was a pencil knob, but
Oh yeah.
I haven't gone through that whole tank either. There's still a little bit left in it, which is good because I still have to do all the baseboards in here because I thought they used the MDF baseboards, but they
Yeah.
didn't. They actually did the same thing I did. They used 1x4s and just painted them white. So I've been prying
Okay.
them off, burning the other side, and then stapling them, nailing them back
Yeah.
up. Maybe I'll burn more things. Maybe I'll burn this license plate and see what happens.
Nah.
Right now.
Hey, is there already a YouTube channel on burning stuff?
I'm not sure. Probably, possibly. Who knows?
Yeah.
Are you saying I should start a YouTube channel of just burning things?
Or you shoot some videos of, watch the blind man burn.
Put it in my old fire pit. Turn one of my torches on and see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have 3 tanks in the house. I have the one that's almost empty. I don't even know how to dispose of these once they're empty because they're not refillable.
Wouldn't a place of business have that answer?
No, they don't.
Oh.
Like, do I recycle them? Because they are technically metal. But
Hazardous waste?
maybe. Because they are compressed air. Avoid fire and injury. Keep out of reach of children.
Avoid fire, and yet it makes fire.
Yep. The contents may catch fire. Container may explode if heated. Do not smoke. Do not puncture. Do not burn. Use only in a well-ventilated area. Keep away from flames such as pilot lights. Any object that sparks, such as an electric motor. Keep out of reach of children. Store away from heat.
So that means that each warning is there for a reason. Someone did it.
Well, hell, I've been using them in not a well-ventilated area. I use them down here. Just like this, right?
Jesus Christ, dude.
It was just used in a non-well-ventilated area.
Well, last thing we need to do is find out you have a gas leak in your house.
I don't have gas in... Oh, actually, I do have gas in my house. I have a furnace and a... How did you test for your gas leak? I turned on my torch and walked around the house and saw if anything went up.
I'm pretty sure you wouldn't be able to answer that question. Oh, we have a fist fight now in the game. Kachuk and Joshua.
I really like these things. I shouldn't really like them, but I do.
Oh, yeah. You just, Kachuk just had a fight.
I drank Molson Berdor. Molson Berdor didn't taste bad. Stock ale was the big one in
Never heard any of those.
No?
No.
I'll be up in 10 minutes to watch a movie with the kids, and you can come downstairs if you want.
Is she jumping on this live when you're going upstairs?
No, she is not.
Oh.
Why? Because I don't trust that she won't just sit here and slag me. That fucking idiot. I fucking hate him. No, I don't think she would do that to me.
Maybe a little bit, but she'd be laughing about it.
So in the U.S., Costco makes their own beer.
They actually make their own, or they just...
Well, they have Kirkland brand beers.
Yeah, but is it relabeled?
Yes. Well, it's relabeled, but not relabeled. It's like contract brewed.
Yeah. Because the rumor was that Kirkland vodka was Grey Goose for a while.
Well, I don't know if it was it's Grey Goose or not. I've never tried it, but ooh, what the hell was that?
It's not like a wet duck.
I could see it be. It hurt a little bit, to be honest. I could see it be Smirnoff. I could see it be Smirnoff because I don't think it's high quality. Just looking at the bottles they have.
Yeah. That was just something I read like online a year or two ago. Like, oh, we suspect it's Grey Goose. I'm like, oh,
and I'm pretty sure their gin is Beefeater.
Oh, yeah. See, we just got the beers in our Costco's, so, and some wines.
But not the Kirkland beers.
No.
You got the Octagon Coors Light packs.
Yes. Oh, another fight in this game.
Well, yeah, Ottawa's trying not to look like losers because they're about to miss the playoffs again.
It's all of Ottawa's star players too. Like I don't think you're
the ones fighting.
Like I don't think you heard me because you had your earphones off. But like Kachuk just had a fight, and now Stützle just had a fight.
Oh yeah, I bet you he really did well in that fight. Who did he fight? Their water boy, like.
You know what? Hoglander. Stützle was on the bottom of was on the ice getting his ass handed to him.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
But that was after he cross-checked the guy into the boards almost. So
4-1 Vancouver.
When I started, it was 0-0. Halfway into the first.
Brady Tkachuk, 10 minutes misconduct. Oh, he was kicked out of the game, was he? Awesome.
Yeah. There's only 7 minutes to go in the game. 6 minutes now or something.
Brady Tkachuk, 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike conduct. Brady Tkachuk, 2 minutes for roughing. Isn't Quinn Hughes like one of the big players for that team? Like a good player?
Yeah, that's why when that cross-check happened, the refs called it a major penalty so they could review it. Took them a little while longer, and in between periods they're wondering if they were debating about because it's Quinn Hughes who's not this type of a player, but it's more of the result of the hit and what it caused. So he's gone next game. It sounds like when you get a match penalty for cross-checking or a major penalty, that it's the automatic 1 game. Something along those lines. You gonna try Gordon any junior games?
Maybe. The thing I like about the Regina packs is you can buy replica jerseys instead of the authentic ones, and the replica jerseys are like $50 cheaper, and they sell them on their own site. They're like, here's our authentic and here's our replica.
Nice. That's good.
Because I'm going to get the kids into the sports. I want to dress them up and stuff, right? Like,
yeah.
Okay. We can do it. Cheers.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me.
That came out the other end that time, eh?
Maybe. So we won't be live next Saturday. I can probably do. I don't think you can because of your shifts, but I can probably go live Friday night. But Saturday I work till 8 p.m., which at the very least 8 p.m., probably 8:30 or 9. With how cash out has been going lately, which is like 10 o'clock your time.
Works for me.
I
Yeah, I don't
don't
know
know what
anybody
I work
else.
the next day. Oh, we'll
Yeah.
see. If I don't work early the next day, maybe I'll still do it. I think this weekend is my half weekend, so I technically should be off that Sunday. And then the weekend of like the 4th or whatever, I should work the whole weekend. And then I should be off for 2 weekends in a row again.
Cool.
Unless we've hired our new assistant manager and I've switched my shifts.
Oh, you
Because
guys
as
are
of right
still-
now, when I'm off on the weekends, so is the supervisor for the warehouse. So once I switch shifts to the other assistant manager's position, then me and the supervisor are on opposite shifts. So when she's working, I'm off, and when I'm working, she's off, type of thing.
is that the way you guys like to do it?
Yeah.
You guys still looking for staff there, or
Our store is not at the moment,
Okay.
other than another one of my position. We're hiring
no?
for
I'm
me.
talking just in general, like.
Well, no, like because we have 3 assistant managers, right? And we all have
Okay.
different. And now we're at 2 assistant managers because one of our assistant managers is running Saskatoon. So we are hiring for an assistant manager.
Okay.
And then there'll probably be a trickle down from that.
Yeah.
If we hire internally, then we're hiring a supervisor or something else. Or
Would you prefer to hire internal or external? Like,
the company tries to hire internal, but they don't think they have any internal candidates really ready as of yet.
okay.
Like, it's always a strive for internal hiring.
Well, yeah, that makes your business better, in my opinion. And like, there's places that I've seen where a new hire is suddenly in a supervisor position 3 weeks later.
Good
So
day,
imagine
Malty. You came in at the
imagine-
wrong time, though, Malty. I'm going offline now, sir.
So imagine working somewhere for 3 weeks and suddenly having to be a supervisor.
Yeah, that would be that would be